3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 217 of Ruse Radio. We are back at it again with a very special guest. A guest that you may recognize. What? You may have seen this face on the interspace once or twice before. Now, who is this person? If they haven't seen you, please introduce yourself, special guest.
I am Dr. Rabbit from Kill Tony. I go by Casey Vills, like in the real world, but in the
in the real world,
Casey Vills, but in the comedy world, Dr. Rabbit on YouTube and Reddit. That's where you'll find me. And when Instagram allows me to change my name to Dr. Rabbit, I have to wait 14 days. It'll be Dr. Rabbit on there too.
Wow. Why was it not Dr. Rabbit in the first place on Instagram? Why'd you never change it?
Because I hadn't really done anything with comedy yet, and so it just like felt like silly. Mm-hmm. Now it was Dr. Rabbit on TikTok, but I don't have TikTok anymore. Okay. Because I used to do like funny little like reels and stuff with like my students, but then I got afraid that like with like it only would take one parent to get mad, you know what I mean? And be like, my child was even though they're like not children, but my kid was in your, reel about this or whatever.
That's exactly how it happens, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't want to interrupt too much, but there was a thing in my high school where a guy did a drama show with the soccer team. And he got fired because one of the parents complained because like there was like topics of sex and stuff like that on the show, but it's supposed to be like for teenagers so they can relate to it, like Degrassi. Like he was trying to do something like that, and he got fired because he tried to do this show with kids. So you got to be really careful.
Well, mine aren't kids. I mean, I'm a college professor,
but just like being a teacher is what I'm saying, like an educator. Because you're so right. Any parent says one thing, and they're just the school board doesn't even want to. They just throw their hands up.
Yeah, ours would be like like all the donors and stuff would be the ones throwing a fit. But like mine were usually like pranks and stuff that we would do because like my department chair would like do pranks on me, and so I'd do pranks back, and so like we had these funny things. Or like my DoorDash, like I'm known for DoorDash on our campus. Okay. My students put a DoorDash sign like on my door so that the DoorDashers know how to find me, because it always just gets left in random places. Like one time I got a text from a student and she was like, I found this bag of DoorDash, assumed it was you, picked it up, it was indeed you.
How does one get known for DoorDash?
Because I do it every day. I mean, and then like I've had some like interesting scenarios. Like one time a DoorDasher came and his pants fell down while he was delivering DoorDash, and so like there was like a conference room where the window was like clear, and there was like important people in there having a conference. All they saw was a man not looking his greatest, delivering a brown sack. Pants fall down as he enters office. Brown sack gone, and I'm just like, this looks not amazing.
Looks like the beginning of porn.
It looks like a lot of things. It looks like porn in exchange for a drug deal. It looks like I'm getting paid with drugs is what this looks like. And I was just like, oh my God. And everybody was laughing at me. And then like when I came to class, I couldn't keep it together. And they were like, there was a strange man walking around. Was he your DoorDasher? And I was like, yes. And he lost his pants. In my office. And I was like, well, I mean, he put them back up, but they fell.
Things happen.
Life happens. It's a rough job. I mean,
like DoorDashing, I think that's something people like DoorDashing and Lyft. I think people don't really think about the amount of trials and tribulations these guys go through. I mean, that is just one thing of many things that guy probably went through that week.
Yeah, probably that day.
Day.
I mean, I think it would be the most. I mean, you got to know like addresses and like.
Yeah, you got to be able to like get places on time.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, and then people complain. Now, I did have a DoorDasher when I was in Austin. Had a full-blown mental breakdown in the messages. So like I made a whole like maybe I should upload it as a reel now because I don't have TikTok anymore. But I made a whole like story about it. Like I told him like to just drop it off at the. I said I'd meet him in the like lobby just to make it easier, and he was like, the instructions say your room, and I was like, well, I'm just trying to make it easier, and he was like, why does this have to happen? what is wrong with you? The instructions say your room. And I was like, fine, drop it off at the room. And he was like, you just told me that you'd go to the lobby. And it was this whole back and forth or whatever. And I had no idea what was happening.
Why does this have to happen is a very funny choice of words.
That's exactly what verbatim. I have it screenshotted is, why does this have to happen? And then he goes.
Because that's like showing that it's not just you. It's like this big problem. Like
no.
He's like, why are people like this?
Yeah. And then like after that, I said, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to make it easier. And then the next thing was even sadder. He was like, I'm just trying to do my wonderful job here. And I was like, oh, this is a guy. And then I saw he was a DoorDasher on a scooter, which that's a whole nother level of like.
He was texting you, like, he was stopping the scooter, sending a text.
I know. And it's just like, he like had a mental breakdown. And like, I felt bad. And like, I don't know. Then
you know what? Well, you guys both are right in ways. Because I don't think that he's wrong. Because he's probably right. People probably change shit up last minute all the time on you. Like
you're making it easier. I was like,
you're right.
On the 8th
You're
floor.
right. That's what I'm saying. You're both right. Because he should have been like, oh well, whatever. I guess this is actually better. Because then he could just walk in the lobby. But maybe this has happened to him once before, where he walked in the lobby and tried to drop it off, and they're like, I'm sorry, you can't just drop off food in the front here. And he's like, motherfucker, because now he's got to stand in this lobby for 10 minutes trying to communicate with the person. I bet that's what's happening.
It could be, or he could just be very mentally ill.
Or he could be mentally ill, yeah.
he could just have a lot of problems. He definitely trauma dumped on me. And those messages. And then what was bad was like, I made that TikTok and I tagged DoorDash in it. And they like saw it and they gave me like $25 of like a like gift or whatever. Also really embarrassing. I use DoorDash so much that like if I have an issue with an order, I call them and they say, you're directed to our VIP hotline.
Nice.
And I was like, do they do this to everybody or is it just me? And so then I had my boss call. He did not get directed to the VIP hotline. And I was like, well, that's a level of shame that I have. And they don't even ask questions. If I just say like, there's an order, like, or anything, I just say, there's an issue with the order. They don't ask. They're just like, we'll refund your money, give you $25. And like I don't abuse it. Like I'm always really honest, but like they're like, thank you for being a loyal customer. And one of these days it's gonna be like, thank you for being a 3 times a day loyal customer to us. And like
you've been with us for 20 years.
You've been with us since the beginning. You are at this point like an investor in DoorDash.
Yeah, this is news to me. They even had a VIP hotline.
I could literally call them right now and it'll direct us if you want to do it right now.
Just for proof.
You want me to do it?
I think just for proof, because there's probably people who do DoorDash. They're gonna be surprised by this. You should ask them for $20.
I don't know if they'll do that. So I'm not buying my phone. I don't know if they'll do that, but
just
here.
Straight up con DoorDash.
All right, so we're
I am
gonna do
interested.
this.
This is a good experiment.
Yeah, we're gonna go to DoorDash Help. I haven't ordered anything though, so I wonder what it'll like do.
Oh yeah, does it normally it's like what an AI, like a robot?
I don't know. I don't know if it knows like I've ordered something. It's okay. DoorDash Help. See. I should have this number just saved. You would think. DoorDash,
one of your favorites.
Support.
It's like, who is this number in your phone? You call them every day. You cheating on me? No, it's DoorDash.
Is this a man of some sort you're not telling us about? No. All right, let's see. Let's see if this works.
Thank you for calling DoorDash. I have noticed that you have a customer account with DoorDash. Are you calling in as a customer?
Yes. Yes.
How can I help?
Problem with
order. You get the right person to help. You can say things like, Dasher never arrived, missing item, or refund. How can I help you?
Missing item.
Good choice.
I understand that you're looking for help with a missing or incorrect item on your order. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you looking to receive a refund, an order redelivery?
Yes.
Or are you asking about the
refund?
To ensure that you get to the right person to help,
refund.
You can say refund, redeliver, or refund status.
Refund.
Are you looking to receive a...
Sorry, y'all. Didn't know it took so long, but here we go.
This session may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance and training.
It didn't do it.
Your continued participation in this session will be considered as express.
No VIP hotline? You should ask them about that.
Stay on the line after your call for a brief survey about your experience.
Oh, we're getting on hold.
Oh, that's so sad. It didn't do it. Yeah, usually it says as one of our loyal customers.
I don't know about that. I mean,
now I'm embarrassed. I just got like debunked.
That's like it. Now we might think you're a liar.
I might be a liar. Next time it happens, I will record it and send it to you.
All right, I need proof. We'll put it up on that. We'll put it. That goes in the Patreon. That's a Patreon exclusive. Like, look, it really worked. It's on the Patreon.
I do wonder if it's because I don't have an order right now, because usually it says, "Is this in reference to order?"
But maybe that's why you go in the VIP hotline. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's whenever anybody has an order, they go straight to the VIP hotline.
So maybe I'm not special, because when I tried it on my boss, it would have been the same thing. So
but
maybe
that's
they
a good
just lie to
question,
everybody.
because maybe there's somewhere you could look it up and it just says, because who knows? Like this is why podcasts have producers. I could have a little monkey in the corner typing it in for us.
Yeah, right.
Are you looking it up? Is that what you're doing?
VIP.
Because I'm guessing that the case is.
Oh no. Okay, so here we go. There is no public VIP number for DoorDash, as VIP support is reserved for eligible elite customers who can access it through the in-app support options.
Elite.
So do I have that in-app support option? That's what I wonder. I'm telling you, I'm not making that up. It does say I'm a DoorDash Elite when I call, but that time it did not. Maybe I lost my privileges. I wonder how you find out. This is so like not important. I love how I'm like trying to prove to everybody, like, I am a DoorDash Elite member. Everybody, I am that important.
I think it's very important. Actually, I think that it's the most important thing.
It is very important. This is like the only status that I have is like my DoorDash Elite status.
It's like, am I Sam's Club or am I Sam's Club Gold? Am I Walmart or am I Walmart Pro?
I'm not any of those things. So yeah, exactly.
You got to have like something in life to hold on to. And if it's DoorDash VIP, so be it.
Yeah, if you saw like my like background of this, I don't know how you check to see if you're a VIP or not. It said that you could check to become a DoorDash. I'm not doing that. That's bad. Bad doing that.
You should just sign up, pay the extra $50 a month or whatever they charge for VIP. Is that what it is? It's like an extra.
No, it's just how often you order is what it is. But yeah, if you saw like the amount that I use DoorDash, I mean, no one would respect me anymore. No one would respect me. It'd just be pretty pitiful. Yeah, I don't know how to check it. I think I have to have an order in though for it to do it, because then it goes as one of our VIP members. Blah, blah, blah. And I think it's after they correct it is probably what they do. Well, I'm sorry, that was a bust.
It was a bust, but you know what?
Look at this. Look at how much.
Oh, here. Make sure the camera can see, too, so we can see the level of...
That's, like, embarrassing. Here, show the camera how often I order DoorDash.
So this is the Thursday, and this is another day, this is another day, this is another day.
They're right after
this is Thursday
another.
again. Okay, and then we're back on Wednesday. Two on this Wednesday. Tuesday, got 2 again. Monday, we got 1. Sunday, we got another 1. Wow, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop, folks. Look at this, and we can do
It's probably every day of November.
It's kind of impressive, though. Once you think about it, like when you think about the amount of money you're spending, like you could be going to these places. Is it because you're on campus? Is that why? Like, what's the reason?
No, I mean, I could say that, but it's not. I'm at home a lot of times too.
So you're lying. like you know if you were to say, oh no, like you're lying to yourself if you were to say that, oh no, I need to get DoorDash. Like you could go.
I could go. Well, okay. My defense.
Okay.
I don't have any defense on campus. There's everything around.
I feel like on campus.
Actually, no. I'm working so hard. Yeah. I don't have time.
That's what I would think.
I'm working so hard. I don't have time. At home, I live in Amish town, and it's a drive to get somewhere. I want someone else to make that drive.
So you have good excuses.
I do have good excuses. I mean, like, you're stuck behind horse and buggy, and like it's just like I'm not making that up. Like literally,
yeah.
It's just Amish around me, so it takes forever. It's a whole thing, and it's just like I just want to be home. Someone else can do this, and I'm providing jobs for the working people in Goshen, Indiana, where there are not many jobs because the Amish build houses, and other than that, there are no other jobs.
Well, the Amish make all the jobs? It's like an Amish community, like mainly.
Well, yeah, it's predominantly Amish. Like I could like show you a picture of my daughter's volleyball game where she's the only one they call us the English.
Yeah.
She's the only one who's not Amish on that team.
No, I mean I believe you.
Also, the only one who's black too. It's a very, very, very strange thing, like going there. But
so it's like her, like a little black girl, and then a bunch of Amish white kids.
yes. Like it's seriously like on the volleyball team, like they wear the jersey, but they usually wear like the skirt and stuff. But the thing is, they're super athletic. That's something that people don't realize about the Amish. They won everything, but there's like high school isn't good because they drop out after 8th grade. But because the Amish believe in like separating like boys and girls when they play sports, and they don't have like technology like we do, they're not sitting on their phone or watching TV at home. That's what they do when they go home. They just like play volleyball, and it's always guys versus girls. They don't do it by age group. Like it's very much like they're all like kids. So the girls are really stupid athletic when it comes to volleyball because they're used to like these 13-year-old girls are used to like 16-year-old guys just spiking it at them.
Yeah.
And so they were like really good. Like they didn't know plays or anything. Like they did not do plays. They just kept that ball in play. That's all they did. And they would win all their matches. And it would be really frustrating for teams that would like do like plays and like play correct volleyball, but they just like never let it hit the ground.
That's different. I don't know volleyball.
I don't know volleyball either, but like other schools would be like doing plays, like they'd have people in positions and like like setting them up, kind of like basketball.
Oh.
They did not. They get served and they were like, ball does not hit ground. That's it. Like they don't care who gets to it. There's no setting up of plays. There's no like pass, set, spike. Like the whole thing. They just get it over.
Cool because if you think about it, it's probably because they're like learning from first principles how to play volleyball. Because like if you didn't, it's like if you learned how to play chess but no one ever taught you how to play chess. Like you knew the rules and you taught yourself how to play chess, you'd play it completely differently than anybody else. But if you learn like that's why it used to be different. Like the way that people used to play chess was different, and now it's the same because everybody learns the same way. So and like there's computers that play it perfectly, and you can study how the computer that tells you the perfect move. And that's so much different than if you were like the little Amish kid playing chess.
Just learn how to do it.
Yeah, you like develop a style and all this, and it's so that's cool to hear that would apply to volleyball.
Yeah, it applies to, and they call it like Amish basketball too. Like, like they always say that they're like, oh, we're playing they're very Amish when they play. Like that's how, because like the boys, they're just like, they're rough. Like they really don't know the rules very. Like they foul out all the time. Like half the team would foul out almost like within the half.
So it's like Happy Gilmore when he plays golf. Like they're all just like they have no idea. Everybody's looking at them like whoa.
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean you can't?
Punching people and shit.
Yeah, what do you mean you can't shove someone down? Like this is a sport. Like he had the ball. I had to get a ball. Like they'd be really good at football if they were allowed to play football. I think
they don't play football.
Well. I haven't seen it, but I think it's because a lot of times they wear their attire, and that's really hard to do in football. Whereas in volleyball, they can put a jersey and wear a skirt. The guys, again, like it's rough, but like they can play basketball that way. I don't know how you do that with football. I mean, you need cleats, you need the whole.
I wonder if there's like athletes that are former Amish people.
Oh, there are. I know one who won the state championship in Indiana. He's Division I. I want to say he went to Indiana University and ran cross country there.
Yeah, you don't know his name?
I don't remember his name, but he went to, if anyone knows his school, he went to Westview High School in Indiana, which is a big Amish school, and so yeah, like he was
so
really
is the
good.
whole like area of Indiana you're in, like is it like very Amish surrounding, like not just where you're at, but everywhere around there is kind of Amish? Because it's like when Michigan, when you go up north, you'll start to see more and more Amish people.
Yeah.
You don't really see that when you're in mid Michigan or southern Michigan. It's north.
Yeah, that's kind of how our area is. So I live in Goshen, and they're like different types of Amish too. So like our Amish, and then like Shipshewana isn't too far, and Shipshewana is nothing but Amish people.
Okay.
Nothing. Like they stare. Like when you're not Amish and you're there, like they're like, oh, they're here for like tourism. They're like, look at us. Like they stare at you. Like they know what you're there for. Like, you go to Essen House to go eat, and they're like, oh, these are they call us the English people here to eat our Amish food. But yeah, and there's like so we have like the liberal Amish, believe it or not. And so like the liberal Amish, they're allowed to like wear like colors with their dresses and stuff.
Yeah.
But then in another county that's a little farther, I don't know, north, south, east, or west, farther in a different direction.
That other way.
Yeah, they're the conservative Amish, and they have to wear all black.
Oh.
Like the girls have to wear all black.
Conservative meaning like they are old school, right? Like
yeah, they're like the very beginning.
Yeah, because whereas if you were like a liberal Amish, you're with the times. You're like,
You're
oh,
with the
things
times
are
in
changing.
the sense you'll wear a colored dress. I mean, beyond that, actually, no. They have like phones that like they cheat the system. Like they'll have like I mean, I don't do this for anybody because I don't know anybody, but like they'll come up to like someone like me and they'll be like, hey, can you get a phone and we will pay you out of pocket for the phone and then you just like set it over here every day.
Yeah, right.
So like they have it like under your name, like but they pay the people like for it. Like they don't stiff people. Like they're very honest, they're honest people. Like, but I mean honest.
That's breaking the rules though. That's like loophole. That's like lawyer honest.
Is it though? Because like they don't personally own it.
But it's lawyer honest because it's like they are not doing it, but they're still using it. So they're like the principle of the rule is you shouldn't be relying on technology. So I feel like when Amish people, like I've heard an analogy once. Is I can't remember what it is now, but it's like just Amish people in general. Like you can't. You doing something and having someone else do something for you so that you did the thing is essentially the same. Like if I take a train to Chicago, because they'll take the train all the time. I feel like if you're on the train, that's all like electricity. There's electricity everywhere. There's heat. There's all this. At a certain point, you're kind of betraying your like Amish like principles.
I mean, they have drivers in my area.
And they have drivers.
They have personal drivers. Like it's not Uber that they're called. Like they have personal drivers.
See, I feel like the train is breaking the rules. Like a driver? Come on, dude.
They do. They have personal drivers.
Just retire. Just stop being Amish. Just give it up. What are you doing?
I don't know. It looks like living in between looks like a happy way to live sometimes.
You're right. Because like as I say that, I think like, well, you probably don't want to give it up because they have the best fruits and vegetables.
They have the best food, just like in general.
Food.
Like that's why, like I said, Essen House. Like people go from all over the place to go eat there.
Yep. And they'll sell you their food for a good price. They sell wood. They sell all kinds of stuff. Like they're the best people to live around because they have a whole community that has basically a bartering system that you can participate in.
Yeah, because they do everything's like not electronic. It's everything's cash. Like. Because they don't have to pay taxes either. Like everything's just cash.
They don't have to pay taxes? What is that?
There's a lot of taxes that they're exempt from. I don't know all of them, but there's a lot of taxes that they are exempt from. I think their stores that are like open to the public are not exempt from tax, but like other things they kind of are. I don't know. It's really interesting. They kind of I don't know. They've been the rules quite a bit in some areas where it can benefit them, but.
I mean, I almost feel like it'd be better to be Amish than Native American.
It would definitely be better than Amish. Like, I don't know. They're all happy, like, and they kind of like live our life, and then when they don't want to live our life, then they just don't.
Right, yeah. And they can do that. They have the option. See, we're all crazy, and we're just stuck connected to the internet and everyone else all the time. Amish people can just not do that.
Yeah, they can just like not care like what we're doing. Like right now, I'm in the middle of a lawsuit against Meta, which is a lot of fun. They're not suing Meta right now. You know, they're not worried about. The bullshit that I'm dealing with.
What are you talking? You're in a lawsuit with Meta?
Yeah, I filed a lawsuit with Meta. I just posted it on my Instagram story and said it's on Meta because I am done with them.
Ooh, Meta, it's on Meta.
Meta, it is on. You do not know who you're dealing with. You fucked with the wrong girl. I'm gonna win.
If you want, we could do like a diss rap towards Meta. I could help you write a diss rap. That might be a
diss rap. Yeah, please do. I can't rap, and I
could guide you.
I would appreciate that. I will say it in court. My court date is December 23rd. If you would like to go to the Elkhart County courthouse. No, I'm kidding. 2 days before Christmas. How is that, Meta? 2 days before Christmas, you have some poor employee who has to show up to my
Why is this happening? What's the point of the lawsuit?
So, my Facebook account, I woke up one morning, I know the exact times, at 3:52, I had a text message that said there was suspicious activity on your Facebook account. Was this you? And I hit no, thinking all was good. Well, I was logged out of everything. I'm trying to log in. And when I try to log in, there's a strange, like, email. I feel that's just like, it's just a bunch of numbers. Like, it's just a strange email. Like, it's a burner email is what it is. And I'm like, crap. And so I tried to put in my number. They had disconnected they had got into it somehow. They changed an email affiliated with it, the phone number affiliated with it, changed everything. And then they're going on there and they posted this sad sob story about how I have an uncle who is dying and in the nursing home and we're liquidating like his assets. And it's just like, first of all, my uncles are degenerates except for one. And none of their assets would be worth liquidating. I mean, it would be a bonfire situation if we were getting rid of assets. Like, we're not liquidating assets. So source one, that it can't be true. Then he died. Then he like rose again. But anyways, they're scamming people, which that scam happens a lot on Facebook. I mean, it is what it is. But the problem is, after I was on Kill Tony, I've probably got 200 to 300 friend requests that I guess ignored because I don't know those people. They went in and added everybody. Now they see the sob story of like my uncle, and on top of it, like people that I know, they're like, what the hell is going on? My work email is public because I'm a professor. I'm getting emails. My texts are just nonstop. My phone calls are just nonstop. They had leaked my number, and so I'm getting random people, and they're like, yeah, I really like that microwave that you were selling. Can I have? And it's just like, no. And then it like became this whole big thing. People showed up at my house wanting to pick up the Honda Civic. Sorry, not selling a Honda Civic. You know, someone was like interested in a Harley. Do I look like someone who would drive a Harley? I mean, do I look like someone who would have a Harley? So like it became a whole thing. And then so many people reported the scam to the FBI that I was looked at as a scammer. Like people were like, she's scamming people on Facebook because they added all those random people who don't know me. Like people who know me knew I wouldn't do something like that. But all those people who I'm from watching Kill Tony who don't know me, they reported me like to law enforcement, and eventually it like got to, so I'm in class and I'm like teaching and I see the FBI has called me 3 times and I'm like, guys, can you like work on this? The FBI is calling me right now, and I got to dismiss class because the FBI had to talk to me about it.
So the only thing I would think though is that Meta, can't they say, oh, but we didn't, like, we're not responsible for this, it's whoever hacked your profile? I imagine that's what they're going to try to say.
Well, well, what I'm going at the angle at to avoid any, honestly, I'm not after money. I want them to make it stop. So I have Meta verified where I'm supposed to be able to chat with them. It's not real chat. It's just copy and pasted things in a chat thing. Sometimes if it gets too far, they'll offer a phone call, but then when they call you, they're just reading from a script. Like they're not even like, it's a real person, but they're reading from a script. I've been at this with Meta for like a week now, like trying to get it. And I'm just like, look, like people are calling me, people are showing up at my house, like people are texting me, everything is leaked, like this needs to stop. And like, I have all the messages that I've already turned in the court, like of me trying to like work this out. I've sent a legal letter to Meta. It's a whole thing. And so what I'm technically suing them on is their Meta verified service is not the terms of services because they offer 24/7 chat service. Well, they've banned me from the chat now because they said I put too many cases in. So their 24/7 service is a lie because it's a limited amount and it doesn't say that. So I'm actually suing for them not providing me with the service they promised. But the truth is, I just want them to face me in court and I can be like, make this stop. You guys can make it stop. It can't be that hard. If you allowed the hacker to get in there, you can allow me to get in there.
Well, it's crazy, too, that it takes that much. Because, I mean, I get that these platforms are impossible to run. But at the same time, like, Instagram is also owned by Facebook now. For one, there's so much stuff about that app that's just, like, not functional. Like, it doesn't work. I'll be like, if I scroll down too far on a profile, like, if I have to go find an old post of mine, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it'll stop or whatever. Like, it freezes.
I can't do it. And you're telling me this is, like, the app. There's nothing else. And the customer service is abysmal, and it's always been that way.
Well, now they don't have it unless you have verified.
Yeah,
you have to, they send you the articles to read.
Yeah, YouTube's the same way. I mean, I think YouTube, you might... No, you know what? I got, just recently, I don't even know what the fuck it was. So a comedian, his website, like literally the website itself, when I tried to open it on my computer, it gave me like a little warning. And it's like his name. It's like I'll even say it because I don't know what the fuck's up with it. Ray Roberts Comedy. So that's the name of the website. And so rayrobertscomedy.com. And so I type it in and I'm going to because I found it on his link tree or whatever. I try to put everyone's links in the description. So I was doing that. And when I go to open the link, it says this has been detected as potentially malicious, da 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 da. And I'm like, oh, well, it can't be because it's his comedy website. But I just didn't open it and I just put it in the description. And then within 2 days, I got a thing on YouTube saying my video is flagged because of a malicious website in the description. And it literally says rayrobertscomedy.com. I didn't open the website, but it's on his link tree. It looks like that. And so I do an appeal, and it's been a month now, and YouTube hasn't. I just have this thing sitting on my YouTube warning me that if I get another strike, I can't post for a week. And it's because I put someone's link in the description. You put someone's personal
website in, yeah,
and I can't talk to anybody. How the fuck? Literally, the only way I would talk to somebody is to do what you're doing and see someone in court.
I can tell you how to do it. I can tell you how to do it. I can tell you how to make it happen.
Well, I'm sure it takes much more effort than it should, whatever it is, because there should just be a customer service thing. These are the biggest platforms that exist.
They should have the money to hire a bunch of people. And I don't know, if someone called me on the phone, so why can't that person be available to call?
To most people, because people get their videos taken down, their posts taken down, all kinds of things for random reasons. And I think that is something that should be you should be able to talk to somebody about that, and you never can. I lost my old Facebook off of just some random ass fucking thing. I didn't post anything controversial, nothing. I think it was something I had posted a year or two before. I think it just went I don't know what it was, but because they gave me a generic reason. One day I just went to go log in my Facebook and it's gone, and it gave me some generic, you violated this rule.
Oh,
and
someone reported you of something.
Yeah, but who knows what post they reported, or it doesn't tell me.
Oh, it doesn't even
tell
you what post they reported.
And I lost my whole Facebook. So
I've lost mine now, and some person from person who has scammed my Facebook. I know that you think you're from Bangladesh, but you are using a VPN. You're actually out of LA using a cheap Chromebook. Figured it out. I'm sad that the FBI can't figure this out. No wonder we can't figure out the assassinations that happen in this country. Maybe they actually don't know who is doing this. Maybe they truly just can't figure it out. Maybe Cash Patel does not actually know, and he's not a liar.
It's more likely.
Because I have showed them all of this, and they can't figure it out. So
if we're going off of the customer service of these companies, if we just apply that to the government, then yeah, they have no fucking clue.
Yeah, if I was president, I would wipe it all out, and we'd be starting fresh with normal people who have intelligence, because it's just crazy that I can get to the bottom of it, no training whatsoever. I'm just
it's the same thing. They don't want to. They don't want to get to the bottom.
No, they don't want to, and it's just
that's what's the most frustrating thing is they're purposefully making it harder as a customer for you to, and the thing is they're the only option. There's no competition. Facebook has monopolized everything. YouTube's monopolized video sharing, and so you can't say, oh, well, there's this other person who does it differently, and they know that. They can just change whatever they want, whenever they want, and they can do whatever they want, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. I remember the good old days when there was not advertisements everywhere, and you didn't feel like you had to promote every post.
You made your own advertisements on MySpace. Those were the good old days.
MySpace was interconnected with music. You could put music on your profile. It was so different.
You could make it. I loved all the trashy Playboy bunny backgrounds you'd have too as a middle schooler.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
I forgot about the themes.
The themes and stuff. Yeah. I would always try to make mine cutesy, and I'd make the song be with whatever mood I was in that day or whatever. Remember, good old friends with Jeffree Star back then. I'm sad because I'm pretty sure I used to DM him a lot, and he would DM me back. I'm sad that there's no way to access that, because
right. You might be able to.
I might. I don't know. I gotta look into it. Tila Tequila too. I don't know if I want to talk to her now, but it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see because she used to be really responsive and stuff, and I remember you DM all these they weren't really Jeffree Star wasn't a huge celebrity, but he was at that big. What was that big? It doesn't exist anymore. Well, I think they're bringing it back. What was that big music school show? or a festival that would go on every year.
Warped Tour.
Warped Tour, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew who Jeffree Star is, was Warped Tour and stuff. And like they would respond and all this stuff. It'd be cool to be able to go back and look.
Oh, 100%. And the thing about that is, like, it's the same thing I was going to say with my Facebook, is when they took my Facebook away, what really upsets me is it's just those memories that are in that Facebook.
No.
Like, there's stuff in there that I don't think, maybe it's saved on a phone somewhere, maybe, but I had always assumed that would not just disappear. And it's the same thing with MySpace, where I was just thinking about that as you were talking. Like, on my mom's, like on the computer that used to sit in the living room at my mom's house, I remember I downloaded all those pictures off of MySpace. And that was like 2015 when I did that. So this was still like almost 10 years after MySpace was a thing.
Yeah.
And it was crazy seeing those pictures because I only had them on MySpace. I hadn't even seen these pictures other than when I uploaded them when I was like 7. That was the only time I remembered seeing them.
That would be so cool. I'd love to go back and actually, I don't know. I kind of thought I was like a scene queen girl, and I would like, maybe I don't want to see those photos. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise, but I will be kind of sad if I don't get like, I mean, most of my Facebook pictures I have, except for the ones from like high school and stuff. I mean, I don't have those anymore, but like, just like old messages from my friends and stuff, and like old memories, like, you know, when the memories like pop up, like when you said something really stupid and it's like, well, that's embarrassing.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like all those stupid posts I made when I was in 6th grade, gone. All those stupid things I did, all those dumb pictures I took, gone. All those dumb replies I said in comments, gone. And I've said some stupid things.
Hey,
folks.
Might be a blessing in disguise. I don't know. That's how
right, my digital footprint was just wiped out.
Maybe that's how I'm looking at. Although if I do something wrong, I promise you that digital footprint will come right back.
I think it's so funny because like I think about that. Like I feel like the thing I'm gonna like that's gonna come back to get me, like what I get canceled for, whatever you want to call it, it's gonna be something I least expect. I think that's how it goes. It'll be something I'm gonna be like, oh, I didn't even think that was offensive. I thought that was okay. It's gonna be the thing that, because I'll just get so used to talking all the time that things will just come out, and then I'll be like, oh, they got me. Like it'll just be one random stupid thing. It'll be dumb. I know they'll get me, but it's gonna be something stupid. I already know, because I'm a dumb guy. I just say words and then I think about it, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think about it. It just comes out, and I'm like, now I gotta own it. Like,
well, I own it, but then I double down. But then like I have this like. Okay, so I feel like I have an improv mentality to a fault, meaning that I could yes and anything forever. Like that's why I'm good at talking to people, because I'll just yes and anything. Like I could literally, you could say you killed somebody. I'd be like, well, why would you do that? Like I would ask questions.
I probably would too. I'd want to know all the details.
I would like try to be your friend.
What did they do to you? What did they do? I need to know this. Like, you know, I want to know the drama beforehand. Like
there's got to be more to this.
Yeah, there's more to the story. Please tell me everything. No, I like say things. That's the thing. Like as a professor, sometimes I just like say things, and I say that all the time in class. I'm like, sorry guys. Sometimes I just say things.
Yeah.
And there are times where I literally will say in class, I'm like, this is it. I'm fired.
It's over.
I'm fired today. This was the end of it. Like
curiosity killed the cat, folks.
Well, like they wanted to see. We were in one of my classes. We were having a talk on like, can you take free speech like too far? Like, is there a point where free speech is like too far or whatever? And we were having a debate.
That's a good question.
Like, it was an honest, like, good debate that we were having. Like,
because I think you could say yes.
Yeah, should we limit it? And I use the example of Tim Dillon. Now, I use the example of Tim Dillon.
I think I know where you're going with this.
And I used his Airbnb rant. And
oh, that's a good one.
His Airbnb rant. Did he take it too far? Did Airbnb have the right? And I wanted to like provoke a conversation of, you know, this is a private entity. Like, do they have the right to do that? Like this whole thing. Did he have a right to like do what he did? Now,
for those that aren't familiar, Tim Dillon went on like a 15-20 minute rant about, and it's probably one of the best Tim Dillon rants, like top 5, top 10. This guy's an expert ranter, and this is like. What Tim Dillon is best at ranting about is like interpersonal drama. Like when it's somebody who wronged him or maybe a family member, I feel like that's when it's best.
I showed the Aunt Kathleen one too. But keep going with the Airbnb.
But the Airbnb was like he stayed at this Airbnb and he didn't do the dishes. So he didn't clean the dishes when he left. This is his claim that's the only thing he didn't do.
And he paid a $500 cleaning fee beforehand.
There you go. So that's all going on. He leaves, and then they write a bad review about him, saying that because is that what it is?
Yeah,
they write a bad review.
First, they asked him to write a good review about and he was like, "That's not allowed," but he did it anyways. And then they wrote a bad review about him.
Oh.
So then he went on his show and complained about it, but he called them lesbians, and they got mad about that.
He called them a lot more than lesbians.
Well, he did, yeah, but that, but he's gay, and so it was just like, whatever. But yeah, so he went on this rant, and it became like a whole like thing. And so I showed did he take free speech? But you don't realize how vulgar that thing is until you play it in front of a class, and you're like, oh, that was.
It's so funny watching Joe Rogan.
It was pretty mild. That's what I played, the Joe Rogan exchange back and forth between
because Joe Rogan's trying to say to him like, I don't know, man, that was that was kind of a lot, and he's like, no, they wronged me, dude. Joe's like, maybe you should apologize. Yeah,
and Joe Rogan's like, maybe they'll let you on. And he goes, I don't think so. And he was like, well, why wouldn't they? And he goes, I broke some safety protocols. And Joe Rogan's like, what were those? And he goes, the thing about not burning down their house. I did threaten to burn down their house. And so there's like more to the story, but like,
yeah,
I showed after that though, because it showed like suggestions. The Aunt Kathleen one came up, and they were like, what about this one? And I was like, oh, that might be a good one, because this is different. This isn't against a business. This is like an individual. So now does free speech go too far with this one? They all agreed that one was too far. And again, did not realize how vulgar that clip was until, and I told them all, I was like, it was really great having you guys as a class. I think that I'm fired.
It just depends on what you define as too far, I suppose. Because like, if you mean too far as in, like, what is too far for free speech? Like, is too far meaning a violation of like a social protocol? Like, is too far meaning like, if he's saying this rant about his aunt, that is too much for us to accept as a society. Like, that's too much, and so we all think that that's taking free speech too far. Or is it like, you shouldn't take free speech and then threaten someone with physical violence? Like, is that what we're saying? That it's like the physical threat? Like, what is the too far?
That's what we were talking about as a class, because like he kept saying like my Aunt Kathleen or whatever, Kathleen got, and it's just like, it'd be one thing to like if I want to go on and like complain about someone, like I feel like you should be able to. Where I think where we kind of agreed as a class was like, it'd be one thing if he was like, and this isn't like a real address, by the way, I'm making this up. If he was like, my Aunt Kathleen, and I don't know her last name,
he doxes her.
She lives at 1234 New York Street, or whatever. Go to her,
which has happened plenty of times with YouTubers.
It has happened,
like stupid YouTube drama. They'll like dox each other every now and then. It's like, what is going on?
Or I remember, it might have been Rob Dyrdek as a prank. I think it was Rob Dyrdek as a prank one time, way back in Fantasy Factory days. He put like his manager's like number out there or something, and like he just kept getting calls after calls, and like he was really upset because he was like, I've had the same number my entire life and you ruined it. I'm pretty sure that was Rob Dyrdek. I don't remember.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
I think it was from Fantasy Factory.
Yeah, I think you're right,
but I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, because I think he put it on a billboard or something.
Yeah,
right?
He did something. He put it out there, and I don't remember what it was. And he was like it was a prank. And
you're tripping me out because I can't even believe I remember something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know how that popped up. I used to watch Fantasy. I used to be obsessed with Rob Dyrdek way back in the day, but I don't know what he does now.
Kind of paved the way for a lot of those MTV shows, like Ridiculousness, of course.
Well, Ridiculousness has its own like show. Like,
yeah, it became
MTV
its own
is
thing.
Nothing but Ridiculousness. I don't know of anything that's on MTV other than Ridiculousness.
And
now.
I just read that I think they're going to stop showing it.
Well, I don't know what they're going to play instead.
Right?
Like, what are they going to play instead? Like,
maybe they don't want to be known
else.
as the Ridiculous Network anymore.
Well, probably, because like when you go to MTV, that's all it is. It's just like ridiculousness, like nonstop.
Yeah,
so I don't know what else they play, but like I miss the days of like those really shitty like reality shows that we thought were real. Like, looking back, I wish I was, like, that age because I would have tried out to be an actor. And some of them, like, come out, like, on TikToks and, like, YouTube and been like, yeah, I was on the show next. And, like, this is what happened behind the scenes. They told me I wasn't mean enough, so I had to reshoot it because, like, and they're, like, completely outing it. And I think it's, like, fun to watch that because when I watched it when I was younger, like, I thought it was real.
Yeah, trading... or what is it?
There was one with the moms or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. What's it called?
They
Trading
dated
Moms?
the mom to see if they wanted to date the daughter based off of the mom.
I was thinking
And
of
it would be like
something
a really hot mom and then like a not so hot daughter, or like a really not so hot mom and then the daughter was like smoking hot.
What
Like they
a
always set
crazy
it up to be
show.
that way. Like, yeah, some of the shows were like awful, like horrific. Like Trisha Paytas, I don't know if anybody knows who Trisha Paytas is, but like that's kind of how she like worked her way up to fame, was just doing those little gigs. You know,
She was on those shows?
Oh my God, she was on a million of them. She one time did a whole series of just the random shows that she was on, and people didn't realize. Like, she was on MySpace.
Theo Von kind of did that too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Theo Von. She did it the exact same way him. So like, she was on My Strange Addiction for Addicted to Tanning. She wasn't addicted to tanning. She just went and got a spray tan before the shooting and stuff. And like, she was on the show where it was about like eating a bunch of stuff. She was on
My Strange Addictions, maybe something pounds.
My Strange Addiction was the tanning one. She might have been on it both, but she was on one of the MTV shows. I don't remember. She was on Ellen.
Yeah.
She was a fake Ellen guest or whatever, and she like told the whole thing about that, about how like Ellen was like, and we're drawing a name for a guest, and she like had to act all surprised or whatever. And I guess before the show, Ellen's team told her, you're not allowed to look at her and you're not allowed to touch her, just so you know. And so then she was really nervous. Well, you see it, like she played it and she talked about it. You see her in the middle of it, like reach over and like touch Ellen's arm to thank her. And she goes, oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to talk or touch you or look at you. And she accidentally said it. And then she like tried to correct herself because she accidentally said it and went, never mind. And you see her.
What does Ellen do?
Ellen was just like, like I kind of just like brushed it off but didn't brush it off kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like kind of acted like she was being crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trisha like pointed out, she was like, yeah, like before they made me super nervous because they told me like you're not allowed to look at her and you're not allowed to touch her. And the first thing she did was like, thank you. And then she went, oh, I'm not allowed to touch you. And then she realized what she said. And like, and you could tell it was all organic. Like, oh no, I just messed this up.
Wow.
But yeah, she was on Dr. Phil too.
Dr. Phil, and she had all the greatest hits.
Yeah, she was just on like all these like random things. I was almost on Dr. Phil one time and didn't make the cut. I was almost on Catfish one time and didn't make the cut.
I wonder how much that does for a career to be on all those shows.
Well, and worked for Trisha Paytas.
Well, I mean, it's just like you'll see every now and then an actor did that. Like Aaron Paul, he also comes to mind. He was on, because everybody's seen him on The Price is Right. Like, that's a fun one. And it's like, he's like, he goes all the way.
Yeah.
And I watched an interview where he's talking about it, and I guess he just drank a bunch of like Red Bull right beforehand, so he was just super duper caffeinated.
Amped up, and he was younger too. So yeah, you'd be like crazy.
But that's a great one. It just makes me wonder, like, how much would that do? Like, if I could go and show everybody, hey, I was on this show, I was on this show, I was on this show.
It builds a, what's that thing?
Resume?
That IMB thing or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
you can
yeah.
look up, and that's how like sometimes people get discovered that they were on that. Is it like pops up on there, and sometimes they did porn. It shows up on that too.
On IMDb?
Yeah, it does. Some people, and you're like, ooh, like they had a career before this.
I didn't know porn was on IMDb.
I think it depends on the person.
That would be kind of embarrassing.
They might get that removed. I don't know, but
yeah, I'd be like, take this off of here. That should be on Only Skins or whatever. Like
Only Skins. Yeah, there was one though in particular that like shocked me. That like I don't remember who it was, who they like got their start on one of those, but I almost got my start on Catfish. Like they had like a whole storyline like ready for me, and I was living in Knoxville, Tennessee, and like we were ready to go. Like we had like, you know, meetings and everything, and like the storyline was I was living in Hawaii, which I did live in Hawaii. That's where I got my master's. And this person like submitted and was like, yeah, I met this girl like on Tinder, but we never met in person. And now she's claiming to be a doctor, which I was getting my doctorate at the University of Tennessee.
She's claiming.
And, yeah, you know, and now she's like, I mean, they knew that I was just getting a PhD, but they kind of jazzed it up to like, you know, for the storyline or whatever. And that was going to be one of the lies that was revealed was she's actually not a doctor yet. She's getting a PhD in social work. And like they had the whole storyline like figured out. I still don't know who submitted it though. Like I'd like to know which person submitted it and created a storyline because it was good. The guy who lived in Knoxville who thought he was in love with Katy Perry beat me out.
Wow.
They came to me, they called me at the very last minute and they said, hey, we're not going to be able to do this episode. We're so sorry, but we found another story out of Knoxville and we don't like to have like the stories the same. And I was like, isn't it technically out of Honolulu though? And they're like, no, because you're in Knoxville. They're like, we don't like to do like the same like cities. And they're like, we're sorry. And so it ended. And then I was like, well, whatever, forget about it. But then that episode came out, and I was like, the guy who fell in love with Katy Perry out of Knoxville beat me. God damn it. And so
Was it a good episode at least? I haven't seen that one.
Well, he finally like came to terms that it wasn't Katy Perry, and then the next day the girl called back to Neve or whatever and was like, hey, he still thinks I'm Katy Perry, even though he met me in person, and I'm clearly not Katy Perry. He's texting me again.
I think I have seen
Yeah, and
this.
they had to address him again and be like, I thought you figured this out. I actually might still have the Catfish phone number in here from when they, like when I was like, because I just called it Catfish. Oh. Yeah, see, I still even have it. Like, you want
It's Catfish. Boom.
Yeah.
More proof. Folks.
That was the producer of Catfish when they were doing it. But yeah, I have no idea like who submitted me or anything. I wish I knew. I mean, there's a lot of people I matched with on Tinder in Hawaii and never met, so could have been anybody.
Would you still want to do one of those shows? Do you still have it in you?
I don't think that they don't really exist anymore, do they? Though, like,
That's a good question. I think
no one watches TV anymore.
Yeah, you're kind of just doing it to do it. I think if you do it now, you're just doing it to do it. Even game shows. It's like, who's really watching
I do a game show just
for
the fun. For the fun.
But that's what I mean.
I'm not trying to get anywhere.
No one's watching. You're just doing it for fun.
Yeah, like I want to do Deal or No Deal, or I don't think that one even does it anymore. I want to do Family Feud. That would be a good one.
Family Feud would be fun.
I'd be really good
Man,
at that
when
one.
Steve Harvey leaves, that show's going to change. Yeah, because just the
No,
experience. No, but that's what I mean.
He said he was leaving like in the near future. I was like,
not yet.
It needs to go after that.
That guy's got mileage. I bet he got 20 more years on.
I don't know who would. I don't know who can replace him.
No one.
I don't
That's
think
what
they
I'm
can.
saying. Nobody can do it. I mean, I feel like it's the same thing with all of these shows. Like, Drew Carey is not Bob Barker. It's just not like what it used to be. Same thing with
Who Wants
Regis
to Be a Millionaire?
Philbin. Used to
Yeah,
be
that
Who Wants
one.
to Be,
Regis. That
Who
one
took
gets
over
completely-
for him?
I don't remember at all. Well, then they started doing that celebrity thing where it'd be like Jimmy Kimmel like doing it or whatever. Like, and that is never like flew. But yeah, Regis, like, I don't know. Once you get familiar with the face, you can't.
Right. Exactly.
It can't replace it.
I don't even think it's just that. I think the face, but also just the essence of those people. They were good at hosting those shows because it's like a good talk show. It's so hard to take out the host and replace the host because they have to carry that torch. And I feel like somebody like with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I feel like Regis Philbin did it just right. Whereas after that, everybody's more showy and more gimmicky and more like he just kind of was smooth with it and kind of like playful, but like he kept it, and when he was serious, he's like, okay, are you ready? Like he was very good at making it feel like a show. And then no one else really did that. I think the same thing with, who's the other one? I guess like Howie Mandel, Deal or No Deal. I don't think anybody could do Deal or No Deal like Howie Mandel.
I don't know of anybody else who could do. That impresses me too, that he remembers the names of every one of those models. I don't know if he's making it up.
Whoa, you're right.
I don't know if he's making that up, but
he just says the name.
I kind of want to go back. I kind of want to go back and like see like is it like is it the same name? But like he'll be like Lorelai. And it's just like.
He probably does because he's got OCD. He's one of those guys with OCD. I bet he's an obsessive compulsive thing. He's like, I gotta get every
He probably
name
does
right.
remember all the names, but yeah, he'll be like Lorelai, and it's like, how do you remember these names? And it'll be like different girls like every time, and I'm like, does he make it up and they just go with it? Like,
well, I read once, and I don't know if this would work in this situation. It was like one of those little books. I should remember the name of the author of the book. I don't even think I can remember that. See, it's literally a memory book, and it's giving you a way to remember things. And this has worked for me before. They give you a bunch of different ways to do it, like with numbers, with anything at all, and it's by like association. It's all about association.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so like if I just meet you and I want to remember your name, and your name is Josh, and you have a really distinctive, it's all about their name sounds like, and then the distinctive feature you see when you look at them. So say his name is Josh and he's got a really noticeable chin, like a cleft chin. It sticks out like a bump. Well, Josh, Posh, Mosh, so Mosh, like a mosh pit. And then like imagine a mosh pit happening on his chin. And then every time you look at this guy, you think oh, Chin, mosh pit, Josh, and like that's how you remember.
That's why I chose rabbit. That's how mine's a lot easier. It
works.
Now I feel less crazy that you said that. So I used to, if I had to remember something in the
Harry
morning,
Lorraine, like Henry Lorraine, I think that's the author of the book. I'm trying really hard to remember, but continue.
I used to, and I thought I invented it myself, but now I found it from somewhere else. I used to. It sounds really crazy. I used to, if I had to remember something in the morning, I'd tie a sock on my wrist because that's like weird, and then I'd wake up and I go sock on wrist. Oh, that was to remember to do this.
Wow.
Because who has a sock on their wrist? Like that's weird. I would do something very strange. Like I would have something like on me that's like just odd.
That would work.
It would trigger that, and it reminded me too. Our cross country coach, he'd always be like, "You guys need to be at the bus by 3:52." Like it was never like a normal time, and we never understood. He'd be like, "You need to be at the bus at 3:57," and it was always just odd times. And one day we were like, "Why 3:57? Why not 4:00?" And he'd be like, "You remembered to be here by 3:57, didn't you?" And we were like, "Oh, he had a method to his madness." Yeah,
that does make sense. Yeah, because I mean, it's like creating a. I think it was an English teacher that said this to me once, and I just never forgot it. She said something about like neural pathways, and like just the image of like literally creating a path in your brain for you to follow is kind of what you're doing, because it is all connections.
Well, it's something that's like sticking out, because like 4:00 doesn't stick out,
right?
But the oddity of something sticks out.
That it's not what you would expect it to be. Yeah. And I think like it's interesting too, just how we remember things in general. Like, people have crazy memories. I remember things weird. Like when I watch movies, I cannot remember movies right. Like when I can watch a movie I saw 3 years ago, and it's almost like I watch it for the first time. It's weird to me. I'm like, whoa, this is like brand new. But when I hear music, it's not like that. I can remember lyrics, and I don't.
Well, music probably because it's just repeatedly, kind of.
But isn't a movie the same? A movie's kind of the same.
I don't know. I have a weird memory to where like I remember events and things like. I mean, I remember things when I was like 2 years old, I swear. Like, I'm pretty
See, I have none of that.
Like, I remember all those things, like, to the point where it's weird. Like, exact conversations verbatim. It drives my mom insane because, like, I'll correct her on something, and I'll be like, well, you said this, and then I'll know, like, conversations absolutely verbatim. And, like, I don't know why I have that weird memory, and I'll, like, be able to visualize it. Something I don't have memory, though, is I don't recognize faces. So, like, that's a weird thing to me, too. Like, I just don't, like, I don't recognize faces. So, like, one time, actually here in Chicago, so Jerry Springer, you know that Jerry Springer, like, is from Chicago, right?
The legend. I didn't know he's from Chicago, though. I don't
know
if
he's from here, but he lives here. But he, there's a bar, I don't remember what bar it is. But he also goes to Mike Ditka's bar a lot. But we were at one of the two, and he's a regular there, but, like, I didn't, like, everybody, like, knew who he was, and, like, my mom was like, oh, that's Jerry Springer, or whatever, and, like, my cousin were like, oh, there he is, and all this stuff. I've watched that show a lot, like, we would always, like, because it's dumb, Jerry, like, we were obsessed with it, but, like, my mom was like, as much as you watch that show, you don't know that that's Jerry Springer.
See, I'm the same way.
Maybe
it's like we don't have
faces.
good visual memories, because, like, that's the movie thing, too, I think. I don't have a good visual memory. Like, I fear that I will see a celebrity and I won't know that I saw them. Because I won't remember.
I won't. I know for a fact I will. I can run into so many celebrities and not, like, people would think, oh, she's just trying to play it cool, but the truth is I'd have no idea who they were.
Wait, that was Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, like
I'd be shocked.
No, like
that's a crazy, but like I'm talking like just some actor, like maybe I saw him on like Netflix and like 5 different movies. Like I should know this guy, but I just don't.
Yeah, I'm that way too. Like I'll kind of know the name or whatever, and I guess I don't know faces. I think there's a disorder actually that it goes. No, I'm serious.
I think people remember things differently. That's my point though. Is I think people remember things. It's interesting how the memory works because that works in my favor in some ways. Like I can get us like when I'm with music and memorizing songs. Like I can feel it out and I can memorize it and I can get all the beats down. And I think like it's like when it comes to like an experience. Like it's about remembering. See, there he goes.
Oh, I tried, buddy. I tried to keep you good.
He doesn't know what to do with
Just sit
himself.
down.
But it's about like I feel like when you see a show, when you see a certain thing, it's about remembering like the feelings of something. You remember the feelings of things.
Yeah, like just like the setting, like how you're feeling, like the whole like essence of it.
And I think that's normal. Like I think that's more normal to remember the essence of it than it is to remember every single granular, tiny little detail, every tiny little piece. Because when you zoom, I think granular is the big one, actually. I think the word I'm looking for is like molecular, like the tiny little details. Because what I find is like people obsess too much over little details, and then you get people who just drive themselves crazy. And like I feel, or people who remember too much and they overthink everything.
That's me. I'm that person.
Yeah, you have to forget.
I remember things so well that it's almost like a curse. Like I like re-traumatize myself over the silliest things, like something that's like so embarrassing. Like I've like reached out to people that like maybe like I wasn't the nicest to, or I said something and it's just like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
And it is like,
because it's already something they completely.
Like they're like, I don't know, or I'll be like, I think I kind of came off mean, and they're like, I don't have any.
I think
don't
like a
recall
little
that
example of
memory.
that everybody's familiar with is like when you say goodbye to somebody and you say it awkward, and like it doesn't even really matter, but it's just like because that was the last interaction you had, like you overdo it. You're like, oh bye, by the way, like you look great today. Oh, all right, I'll see you later. All right, peace out. All right, like you just overdo it because you're trying to be really extra nice, but you know that was a little awkward, and the other person knows that was a little awkward. But the thing is, you're thinking, oh, they're gonna think I'm weird, and you think about that like all day.
They forget about it though. Once
they forgot about that within like 20 seconds.
They're like, oh, that was weird. Then they get in the car and they drive away, and
because they
like,
have another life to attend to.
No, I don't though. I don't know. Like when people when people like come to me, I lie and I'm like, oh, I didn't even remember. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't even think anything of it. I did think something of it, and I did remember.
It's
but
in the back of your mind.
I just don't say anything. But like, you know, what was like really awkward was when the last time I was in Austin, I was invited to like the after party like for Kill Tony, and that's at Mitzi's. Well, like Red Band ran up to me and was like, Dr. Rabbit, and like I don't know faces, and like I wanted to be like, hey, but I was second guessing myself. I was like, is this Red Band? Is this not? Like, how embarrassing would that be to be like, hey, Red Band, and then it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could have like made a sound effect at him. That would have been a good.
Been like, meow. And then if he would have been like, well, what? Like, but yeah, but it was him, and then he was like, oh, I gotta introduce you to Tony and all this stuff, and like. But if he wouldn't have directly taken me to Tony, and like Tony wouldn't have given me a hug, like the whole thing, I would not have been able to point Tony out there. I mean, Adam Ray was there that night, and I didn't know. I didn't know, like, there's a lot of people who were there that night, and it's just because, I mean, it's dark. The only person I recognized was Heidi, which I think that's a little more obvious. Heidi's a little more recognizable than a bunch of, like, you know, guys. But, like, yeah, it was the weirdest thing because, like, I didn't recognize anybody there. Like Red Band, like I really second guessed myself. I'm like, I don't know if this is Red Band. I'm pretty sure it is. And then I was like, okay, it is. So because people, you know, were talking, and then like,
well, especially because it's a bunch of people you've never really seen in person.
Yeah, like I haven't. Like, you know, when you're on stage, like for Kill Tony, like yeah, you see them, but you don't see them.
Right.
Like you know, like. I don't know how to explain it. Like you see them, but you're not truly seeing them. It's like
a good thing. Another way that most people could understand is like meeting a teacher in public. It's like if you were at Walmart weird. And you saw your teacher. Like that's what it feels like. Like imagine if you were at Walmart and again, Mark Wahlberg is there. You would almost you think your brain's lying to you. You'd be like, that can't be Mark Wahlberg. I'm at Walmart. Like,
yeah. It's just like it's like
it feels weird. Wrong. And so I feel like that's where the second guessing comes from because it's like, well, this I can't be. Well, and maybe it is, but maybe no, I shouldn't. Because also you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to like say, hey, Red Band, and then have some guy named like John. Just be like,
John being like, I'm the janitor. Like, you know, nice to meet you. Like it's something, but yeah.
And again, that's that fear of mine. I have it in me. I'm so worried. I'm just gonna screw that up. Especially like when people look kind of similar. Like when people have like a generic-ish build. It's like, well, now you look like 10 other guys. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Like a guy in a crowd. Yeah, like, I'm fortunate. I think I look distinctive enough that, like, not that anybody's, like, wanting to point me out. And,
I feel like I would have recognized Tony. I feel like Tony, I would... Red Band, maybe not. Tony, I think I would have gotten.
Well...
that's because Red Band, I haven't seen a bunch of it. Red Band, I've always listened to on podcasts. I don't think I've seen him up close.
Yeah, well, the thing about Tony, though, that I mean, he took me directly to him. So, like,
yeah. That's what you meant. He led you directly to Tony.
He literally, like, walked me directly to him.
He rolled out the red carpet.
But, like, yeah, right. But, like, other than that, though, I don't think I would have found, I mean, it's a busy, crowded thing, but, like, Tony won't hear this, but, like, there's a lot of, like, tech nerds that are invited to that party, too, who, like, do the tech stuff behind the scene. And Tony's not the biggest of, like, guys, and he kind of looks like a nerd. So, like, I think he could blend in. Like, I think he had the potential to blend in. And, like, and he would.
So I would blend in, is what you're telling me.
Well, your hair's not dark enough. So I'd be, but no, like, seriously, like, he could probably blend in. The only thing that makes him not blend in is, like, everyone's, like, surrounding him because they want to, like, see him or whatever. And so, but yeah, like, but it could just be me. Like I said, I don't recognize faces at all. And then when it's in a dark and crowded environment, it just makes it all that worse. The only person, like I said, I recognize Heidi, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I even second guessed. I was like, is this Heidi or is this the other girl?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And who do they invite to that? How did they even invite you? Like, they just walk up to you and say, hey, we're having the party, da-da-da-da-da?
I don't know. I was, I don't want to give too much away, but I was DM'd by someone who works there.
Because I know Red Band, like, invites some people to the secret show and all that.
But yeah, it wasn't the secret show. That's like 2 days later. But, like, someone DM'd me who, like, has a connection there, and allowed me to go or whatever. I ended up getting kicked out, so it didn't even matter. But because they didn't know who I was. But like, the real story is, like, you have to go with your guest, and my guest had left, and me being, like, weird, like, and awkward, was just, like, standing there being weird and awkward. It was a bad chain of events. Like, Tony, like, he gave me a hug, and he was like, wait right here. He was like, I want to talk to you for a second. I was like, oh, okay. Well, he had been drinking, and I think you forgot that I was there, but I don't know anybody, so I can't just, like, it's not like a regular bar situation. Like, plus I know there's celebrities, and, like, I can't just walk up to a random person, and then I find out, like, it's some, like, Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's some celebrity. Like, who are you walking to me?
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I would be worried. I'd be worried, like, oh, I'm going to walk up to some guy and treat him like he's anybody. And then all of a sudden he's like somebody. Jay Farrow or something.
Yeah, and I don't want to be weird. And so I guess I stood there. I stood there probably looking literally like this. And I was, like, on my phone, not actually doing anything, just pretending to be on my phone.
Yeah.
And, like, security came up to me and they were like, hey, you can't hover Tony like this. And I was like, he told me to stand here, and I think he forgot about me. And they were like, right. And they're like, who invited you? And I was like, I said the person, and they were like, they're not here. And I was like, they left. And they were like, okay. They're like, you need to go stand over there. And so I'm walking to go stand, like, in the other spot, and someone breaks glass, which I find out now is Adam Ray. He was dressed in, like, the old lady, like, thing. And I kept saying the trans lady dropped the glass, but it was actually Adam Ray, like, dressed in that. Like, I didn't recognize. I don't recognize faces.
You didn't know it was Adam Ray?
I didn't know it was Adam Ray. I kept saying the trans lady broke the glass. I kept saying that over and over again. But anyways,
because you knew it was at least not an actual woman.
I had no idea. And so then I'm
like,
standing.
Who's this weirdo?
I had no idea, so I'm standing there.
Because if you didn't know that was Adam Ray, you'd be thinking, what? I get that this person's being funny, but who is this weird person?
No, I just thought it was a trans lady. It was maybe a comedian of some sort that I didn't know. And so they break the glass, and I'm, like, standing there because I'm like, I have to go over there, and the bartender's like, and that's a stressful job, be a bartender working that thing. And whoever was cleaning up, they're like, let us clean it up first. And I'm like, okay. And so they're, like, cleaning it up, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, security was very specific that I need to go over there. To make things worse, Tony walks over to me. I did not walk over to him. Tony walks over, but he went to walk over to, now I know, as Adam Ray, to give him shit about dropping the glass or whatever. And so now I'm looking like I'm hovering again because the bartender's telling me you have to stand here because they don't want me slipping and stepping on glass or whatever. They get it cleaned up. I'm ready to hightail it to the other side of Mitzi's, and security's already back, and they're like, now you're hovering over him in a different location. And I go, no. And I went, the trans lady broke this glass. And they went, there is no trans lady and there is no glass. And okay, one, there was no trans lady. They were correct. I was wrong. Two, there was glass though. And I was like, they just picked it up before you saw this. And they didn't believe me. And they were like, you need to leave. And I was like, that's fine. And then
was Tony right there? Like, was he right next to you at this point, or was he already gone?
He was, when I say he was gone, but gone in a different way.
I'd be like, Tony, please.
Yeah.
Come back to us for 5 seconds.
I didn't want to bother him. I was so embarrassed by the whole thing. I was just like, I'll just leave. And I was like, where's the exit? And they're like looking at me, and I'm like, I literally don't know how to get out of here because they like had things like closed off and stuff. And then they like escorted me out, like not in the nicest of ways. And I was just like, you don't need to do this. Like, I will fully cooperate. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Do you know who I am? I'm Dr. Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Rabbit, damn it. I'm the most famous person. No, seriously. But I did look out of place. I was wearing like a glittery shirt and like this big old bow. And like, I looked stupid in there anyways, because I wasn't expecting to get invited. And like, honestly, like looking back, I wouldn't have even went. It's just like, when you get an invite, like it's nice. Like I didn't want to be rude. I would
go to something like that, but I feel like the problem is like it's like an in-group thing that happened.
Yeah, I wasn't meant to be there. Like when I first got the invite, I thought there were going to be more people like me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I didn't know it was going to be primarily like actual like a bunch of. Like,
you thought it'd be like a Kill Tony party.
Yeah, like I didn't know there was going to be like like full blown celebrities. Like I just didn't know what kind of I didn't know what kind of environment it was going to be at all. And plus like. I had a flight that was leaving at 5 a.m., which meant, I had to be at the Austin airport even earlier. And so I was pulling an all-nighter that night because at that point, like, by the time Kill Tony's over, like, you're leaving Shakespeare's at, like, midnight. And so, like, it's one of those things where by the time I get to my hotel, you might as well just stay up the whole night because in 2 hours you got to go to the flight. And so when I got invited, like, I had no intentions of drinking or anything just because, like, of the circumstance. And so that didn't help either, that, like, everybody's drunk and I'm just, like, being like weird, I can't like figure it out. But shout out to Heidi for being the person who was nice and talking to me, and Tony for giving me a hug, and Ray-Ban for taking me to Tony and abandoning me. Not shout out to the security who escorted me out. That did make me very sad. But I'm really sorry that I look suspicious, and I'm sure you're a really nice person outside of that stressful environment, and I wish you all the best. Anyways.
Wow, look at you. So emotionally mature.
I wasn't for a while. But I put a really nasty thing on Reddit and I deleted it because I was upset. My feelings were hurt, but it's okay.
I probably knowing me, I would have been like, I wouldn't have wanted to cause too much of a scene. But when they come
I didn't want a scene at all.
Well, I don't want a scene at all either, too. But when they come up to me the second time and they're like, hey, you're hovering again, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Like, at that point, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Like, you guys are harassing me. Like, I'm trying to be cool here. I'm being cool. I'm just hanging back. I'm not even talking to anybody. And you guys are coming to me. Well, I would get annoyed.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Why would I just be hovering? Why wouldn't I be trying to talk to him? Why would I be taking... I wasn't taking photos. Like, why wasn't, like...
Right.
Why would I just
be,
why
do you think I'm obsessed? Like, I get that you think I'm obsessed with Tony.
What do I gain from standing there? What do I gain from standing there or whatever? Like,
but that's what they think. They think you're some, like, Tony fanatic who must have came and you just won't leave him alone. But Tony's not saying that to them. They're just assuming that.
And he had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, and that's what made me mad. I'd be like, what do you got?
He later could, we spoke about it later, and he confirmed he had no idea what had happened.
But also, from their perspective, I bet they do deal with crazy comic fans.
They probably do, but I don't even know how they get in, because you have to have a wristband to get in.
Who knows?
They didn't let me keep my wristband. I would have loved to keep the wristband.
I keep all that stuff.
For memory's sake, yeah.
I keep all this. I always put it like somewhere in the room, just in a corner.
So security, if you could get me another wristband, I know you don't have the same one. I'd really like that green wristband.
A commemorative wristband.
A commemorative
in
one.
honor of the first one.
Yeah, that would be really nice. No, actually, no. It was kind of a bad night. I don't know if I want a wristband from that, but yeah, the whole thing was just like weird, and that I don't know. The whole thing was just odd, and I didn't belong there. I shouldn't have even went. I thought it was going to be a cool opportunity, and it was just like this turned into something it did not need
Kill
to be.
Tony went good though. Because that was the night that you did Kill Tony, or you just happened to be there?
It wasn't the night that I did it. I went that night. I didn't get drawn that night.
I see.
And but yeah, I just didn't get drawn that night. But it was the time after so I had just recently gotten drawn, and it was the time that like I did well on it. Yeah. So like a lot of people like recognized me because there wasn't a big time lapse in between the two of them.
How many times were you? Is it just twice?
I've only been on once.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I've been there several times. I don't know how many. I've flown down to Austin a lot. Usually I just try to like find like open mics and stuff to do. But I've only been drawn once. I went once before I got drawn, and I didn't get drawn that time. But
you only went 2 times at all?
No. I've gone probably more than 10 times.
Well, I suppose I mean before you got drawn.
Before I got drawn, yeah. The first time I went, didn't get drawn. Second time I got drawn.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get drawn pretty often. This is going to go well. And then you just never get drawn again.
You never get drawn. But there's a lot of people that happens to. Like, there are people, like,
they go for years.
Yeah, like, I know one person, and I don't want to say her name, but, like, she's been on there, and she killed. Like, she did amazing. She's probably one of the best females I've ever seen, like, on there. And she lives in Austin, and, like, she goes every week and just hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah.
And you know, it's disheartening for that to happen. It's really disheartening for people like me when we, like, travel, but I mean, we know what we're getting into when we travel, so we can't get too mad about it. But
yeah, well, and like at least it keeps the show intact when you do keep fresh faces and you do continue to have that rotation, like an open mic type thing, like it's always been. Because if the show did become a rotation of regulars, it just would lose its identity entirely.
Well, there was a time I think it was mainly kind of being a rotation of regulars, and I think people got mad about it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I think it was before I started watching it, or maybe. Well, I don't know. I guess I know people have complained about when there was a time where there was like the same regulars over and over, or it was maybe the same golden ticket people over and over again.
Yeah, and they still have them come back, but I think the show does, at least right now, they're doing a good job of doing that, because it's a balancing act. Yeah, you have to be able to, it's hard to do, because you want it to be consistent. You want people that you want to put on, all these people you've been able to put on through the show. Like, all these people got famous through Kill Tony, so I feel like they almost feel like we have to keep them as a part of it, and it's hard when you also want to keep the show as what it is, because the show is, like I've said before, I think it's the best example of something that, like, an opportunity for comics for anybody, where anybody can go on this and they just get a blank slate and we can do whatever we want to do. And that is an opportunity that's never really existed before Kill Tony, where you're having someone just give you stage time like that on the grand stage like this. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure with that, but that's the point, is that you get all this pressure and you get this big opportunity.
And nothing will ever compare to that.
Nothing will ever. That's why I say, like, if you don't like Kill Tony and you have all these criticisms, well, then what is the other option for comedians? Like, what is it? It doesn't exist.
Where there's like 4 people there, and you hope that maybe one of those 4 people will talk about you, and maybe.
And I think, like, you've ever been to an open mic, you understand the difference. Like, an open mic is. It's great, but it's more like military. Like, it's like military training compared to.
It's practice. It's not.
And it's not something that's glamorous. It's not something that's really even fun. Like, most comedians don't even love doing open mics.
Oh no, I think they're kind of fun.
I mean, I think they're fun, but I can understand why a comic would like look at it like work, because it's like you're not really there. I mean, you can have fun, but you got to be sharpening your material all the time. You got to be trying to get better. And so that's the whole point of the open mic. And so if you go there and you don't really try, then you're kind of missing the point of it. And also, the people you're performing comedy for are just other comedians who are going to be way harder on you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, there are other comedians. There is like, that's dumb, but they're not like that. Because if it was just a crowd of like just other people, like, it might be better.
A bunch of drunk people just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, you can do anything at that point, and it's all going to be good. But
so that's what I mean, and that's why I think Kill Tony really is like such a important thing for comedy, and I think it's important that they keep that like status of like, we can create stars with this show, because they have the opportunity to do it.
Well, and they were vetting people. I remember it was actually the time I was drawn. So the girl who was like going through, they wanted to make sure they were people that had like experience, and so she was going through and she was
the
like,
people who were signing up.
Yeah, if you had never signed up before, so there's 2 lines. There's line people who have been on, and then there's a line who have not, because you have to sign a waiver.
Yeah,
and I hadn't been on, and so had to do all that. And she comes up to me and she goes, "How many years of comedy do you have?" Answer was 0. And so
I wonder if they'd care, though, because
they did care. They were. I watched them kick people out who were like, "I've done it a couple times." She was like, "No," and they used to like vet people, and it could have.
But you said 0, and they didn't kick you out.
No, that's what I was thinking in my head. I lied to her. I was like, "I've been doing it for many years," and she was like, "What do you mean for many years?" And I'm like, I'm a professor, and over the summer, I do it every single summer, and I've been a professor.
When you're on stage,
I've been a professor for 6 years, and I'm like it's total like lie, and like.
Because I think when they asked you on stage, they said how long, and you said, "Well, I suppose just now."
No, that's what. So I panicked. I panicked on stage.
That's why you said that, right?
I panicked on stage because they were like, "How long have you been doing comedy?" I didn't want to say 0 years because then. That poor girl would have gotten fired because she didn't do her job. She didn't vet.
So you said that vague answer.
I'm like, well, I don't even think I gave an answer. I think I
want to
like,
say you said like I suppose like tonight or I suppose just now.
I think I said my students say I'm like funny and yeah tonight.
Tonight.
I said something stupid. Like
I thought you said something along the lines of like it would be implying that it's your first time, but you weren't saying that. I think what you said was like I suppose like just now or I suppose tonight or I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. I said something really dumb, and at the end I went, I don't know. And
but that's why, because you didn't know if you could tell the truth.
I didn't know. Yeah, I was like, am I gonna get cut out of this? And then like Tony cut that off real quick too, because I think he saw. But like the last time I've signed up though, they're not asking that question anymore. They ask you if you have a minute prepared.
They must have they probably go through phases because they've had plenty of people on there that have said, "Oh, this is my first time."
Yeah, I think they change it all the time.
Exactly, because they're probably like, "Oh, we're getting tired of having every single person tell us it's their first time doing comedy." Because if you have 10 people who've never done, and the show's become a victim of its own success in that, where you have so many people who only watch Kill Tony. They've never been to an open mic. They've never tried being a comedian. They're just a big fan of the show, and they want to go to Kill Tony and try to be a comedian, and they have this vision in their mind. They're just going to go on Kill Tony with their first minute ever of comedy ever, and they're just going to kill. And, like, the likelihood of that happening is 1 in a million. If they do it, they're some type of god. But even then, it's like your first open mic, you might kill, and then the next open mic, you suck. And so I just feel like they're missing the point of, like, how comedy works if you just want to go to Kill Tony and do one set. Like, it goes both ways because, like, I don't know. I've met people who like when you think about yourself as a comedian, do you want to be like doing comedy all the time, or do you want to do comedy like every now and then? What do you think?
I would love to do it all the time. I guess I got to pay bills, and so like I'm not.
And are there open mics around you in Amish country? I imagine no.
No, I mean there's one like kind of nearby, but like it's so inconsistent on like time because it's a little small area, and I mean there's just some others, but like. You go and they'll be like, oh, we're not having the open mic because like not enough people like showed up. And so it's just like, you know what I mean? So I really like if I have to drive to Chicago. Like,
or you have to move.
Or I have to move. Yeah. Well, I'd be willing to move if there's an opportunity. I'm not going to like move and like just hope for the best. Like I guess I can't do that, but like I have, you know, but if like something were to arise, you know, like if it started hitting off, like I definitely, I mean, I do travel a lot to try to,
because I mean, that's the best thing you could do. Because I mean, like, I just feel like comedy is one of those things where you really should do it as much as you can. If you really want to do it and you're serious about it, you got to do it as much as you can.
Yeah,
and I'm not even a comedian. I just say this as somebody who's met a bunch of comedians and talked to a bunch of comedians. Like the ones who are serious about it. I mean, some people go crazy. They do too much. They'll say, "Oh, I have to do a mic every single day of the week, like 3 times a day. I have to do a mic." They'll go crazy. I mean, you can, but. And I think there's a work ethic in that that's really admirable. But at the same time, it's like you can go overboard, and at a certain point, you're just a comedian who doesn't even live a life. You just go to open mics. I think
you need to be systematic about it too. Yeah. Like you need to make sure like it's something that's gonna, because like there are just some that like it. There are open mics I feel like that are just purely for practicing your material, and then there are others where it's like have this good because there's like something that can be there, and so like. You know, there's a good like mix of it, and like, and, you know, and I'm trying to kind of make my way up, you know, and just do what I can. But like, I guess, you know, I will go all in if the opportunity like kind of arises and things just like were to ever spike up. I don't know if they ever will, maybe not. But like, you know, like I put in like Kevin Hart's going to be having a show. Like it's going to be like it's not a Kill Tony, but it's going to be a Netflix series that, it like shows the life of a comedian. Like it's gonna be a reality show. It kind of reminded me of like America's Next Top Model, only comedian style. I put my name in, but then later I read that it's supposed to be like black comedians. I don't think I'm gonna.
My daughter's black.
My daughter is black, but I don't know. I think she's gonna be doing that. Whoops. But yeah, so I like put in my thing. I like made my video and like put in my submission and everything. And then later I read an article and they're like, yeah, we're trying to get more black comedians out in the community. And I went, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I make the cut.
Well, at least you tried.
I don't think I'm going to make the cut. I won't be sad when I'm not going back on that one. But no, I've been like trying to put my name in like different comedy fest, like contests. Like you put in like video submissions and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting about
back.
comedy too, and like with Kill Tony, it's another thing it accentuates, is I think it's so based on personality more so than other art forms. Like it's so based on who you are. And who you are kind of comes through whether you like it or not. Like you can't even really be dishonest. You kind of just, it comes through. And so I think that's why the interview is so effective on Kill Tony, because you could have like an okay set.
No one remembers the minute.
Yeah.
No one remembers the minute.
But they remember you, and they remember like how you were, and the interview does so much for that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would not have gotten a big joke book off. My minute, I made up my minute running over to Shakespeare's. I had a different minute completely planned, and if I've ever drawn it again, like I've got that one like ready, but like I had a much better minute, but someone beforehand was like, I hate to tell you this to you and I'm not trying to be mean, but you give off a vibe when you talk like you think you're just going to be this hot girl comedian who can say whatever they want like they're hot. And I'm like, I don't think I give off that vibe. And they're like, no, like your set's good, but like the way you talk and convey yourself. And they were like, they're just going to roast you, like, for how you look, because you're going to go up there and they're going to think, oh, this girl thinks she's hot and she can be funny. Well, she's not hot. You know what I mean? They're just going to destroy you. And they did kind of roast me in the beginning, but then I think they started feeling bad. But they felt that I became the Kill Tony charity case. But, like, after they said that, I went, shoot. And they're like, you need to address and, like, make them aware that, like, you don't think you're just this hot chick who can say whatever they want, because they get really annoyed by those girls. And so that happens. I get my name drawn right after that conversation. I scrap my whole thing, and as I'm running to Shakespeare, like the guy's like talking to me, like, you ready, and I'm like kind of ignoring him. Like I don't even think I was very like I wasn't mean, but I was just like, gotta think of something. So I came up with that 30 seconds before I got on that stage, because they just said I needed to address somehow like how like I look, and so I did. And I mean, it wasn't a good set.
That's some
at all.
comedy advice you'll hear a lot, by the way.
What?
Dress how you look. Like that's a big one. Is like the audience knows how you look, and especially a show like Kill Tony, if they're gonna roast you, you almost want to beat them to it.
Yeah, well, and that's what that was the goal. I was like, I need to beat them to it. But the thing is, like, it sucked that I like did that. I should have known that beforehand, because I would have been able to come up with something much better than what I had, but I just literally came up with it on the fly. But
what did you say? I can't remember. You don't remember?
I said, I go by the stage name Dr. Rabbit, and I said something like, I thought that people were gonna say that, or I thought people were gonna realize why I went by Rabbit for my obvious features, but when I got on TikTok, they all, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but basically it was a joke that people wanted to know how well I fuck.
Yeah.
Like, do you have this name because you fuck like a rabbit? Was the whole thing. And so, like, I worded it a lot better. I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I think it was like, little did I know that people were going to think that rabbit referred to how I fuck rather than the more obvious features.
That's a good joke. I think the joke is good. It's just the phrasing of it.
I didn't have it down. Well, I never practiced
it.
I didn't
you just
have
wrote
it down.
it so fast.
I didn't even write. It just, like, popped into my head at the moment. What else did I say? I said I go by the stage name Dr. Rabbit because all the hot girls already took the name Bunny. That was another one, like I said, but I didn't deliver it very well because, like, I came up with it at the very last, kind of a last like minute thing, and so if I would have had time to like really rehearse that, although
you might know Bad Bunny, I'm worse. You could say something like that.
Oh, there we go. That might be a good one.
You can take that one. Take that one.
Yeah, I'll take that one. No, I have a good one planned that I don't want to mess up if I'm ever drawn again. So I roast a bucket pool. I'm excited about it. Beware bucket pools who have maybe slid into my DMs. But I got a good one. I got a good one for that man. But,
talking about you, Cam Patterson.
No, trust me, when you hear it, you'll know it doesn't apply to Cam Patterson. But I don't know, who knows? But no, I'm kidding. But
imagine if I was spot on. That'd be so funny.
Martin Phillips.
Martin
No,
Phillips.
I'm kidding.
We
I'm
see
totally
you.
kidding. I am totally killing Sir Pickles.
Sir Pickles.
I'm totally kidding.
It's gonna be like the last one people expect.
no,
you know?
actually, it'll be a female. No.
You're like Hans Kim's 30th girlfriend this week. Is what
It could apply to Hans Kim. If I get pulled, remember this conversation. If I get pulled, it could actually apply to him. It does not, but it actually could.
I mean, what was it? Was it what you expected, like doing the show? I mean, what was it like being there? I mean, you'd been there the first time, but what was it really like being on stage? Like, how did it feel for you? Because I mean, I feel like a lot of people watch Kill Tony and they imagine themselves being the person on stage, right? That's how people see the show. It's like, wow, that could be me. So how did it feel being that person?
I kind of felt like I was in my element. But then again, I have a unique job where I'm a professor.
Yeah.
And I say stupid things in front of my class all the time. And I'm not supposed to say stupid things. But like when I'm lecturing, sometimes stupid stuff comes out, you know? So I really felt like I was kind of in my element. Like I'm used to being in front of people. Not that capacity, but like.
But as an educator.
Yeah, but like, and also like I've given speeches at like graduations and stuff. And so like I've been in that
So
now.
large groups of people.
Yeah, now in that you're not like entertaining, like you're giving a speech or whatever. But
that's
like,
still what? It's great. It's like 1,000 people you're talking about, right?
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still like a thing, but that's usually like written in front of you, like I don't do the whole thing where I go up there with notes, like some other comedians that we know of who write them down. Like I'm not gonna do that. I'd rather improvise and do that. But and that I like to get animated and like be in it. But yeah, I don't know. I felt oddly not nervous, which sounds weird. I was nervous waiting to get on, but as soon as I got on, but I was more nervous about thinking about like I don't have a bit at this point. It was more that than like the stage. But once I got out there, I just did it. Like it was almost like a blackout. Like I didn't see anybody in the crowd. I actually do remember like one man smiling and like shaking his head at me. That was it. So thank you, man. In the corner front, some shaking their heads. I don't know. And that was the only face I saw. I didn't see any faces at all. And like, I didn't even know who the comedians were on the panel. Like even like, cause you can't see, it's really dark. And like, I didn't even know where Tony was like sitting. Didn't see Redman at all. Like it's so disorienting. Like the sound effects and stuff. Not until afterwards did I hear half of those sound effects. Like,
yeah.
And so sometimes when people like interrupt a sound effect or a joke and like people criticize, they're like, they did that to me. They're like, she killed her own joke by saying like, oh, she was adopted or whatever. But what they don't know is I didn't hear all of those sound effects. I didn't hear any of it because you can't, there's so much noise going on. I mean, there's a band behind you.
And on YouTube, it sounds so clear.
Yeah, and YouTube is clear. And so I didn't hear all that. And what people don't hear too is the reason why I said, can I clarify really quickly when I panicked a little was because they went, shit, she fucked one of her students. And I don't even know if that shows on the YouTube video because they said it so quietly. I can't remember. But I was like, can't have that out there. Like, cannot. I
don't know if it was on the mic or not.
I don't think it was, but I heard it. And I went, can I clarify? And so that's why people were mad at me.
It was probably like one of the, probably wasn't even one of the comics.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah, it was probably one of the people in the back in the band.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but someone went, it was one of her students. And I was like, can I clarify? That's why you see me kind of go, can I clarify and interrupt it very quickly because like that'll get me fired. Like if they were to run with that, and I wanted to drop that immediately. And then it ended up being really funny when I said she was adopted and everybody booed me. And then Tony was like, oh, nice. The whole crowd is pissed off because you adopted. They were hoping you railed one of your students, and so like it ended up working out and it was really funny. But like I panicked in that moment when I heard them say that because I was like, I can't go down rabbit hole, no pun intended. I can't go down this whole like, no, I didn't, I swear. Because then they would have been like, oh, you're getting defensive. And it's just like, well, my defense would have been, first of all, like I'm social work. That's what I teach. It's all girls who major in social work, and the guys who major in social work are usually gay. Very, very, very rarely do I see a straight male social worker. So, and the ones who are like straight, like, are too good for me. They're just too good of people for me. So like it would never work out that way. And so yeah, and plus like now like I'm not even at that school anymore. But so yeah, I was just like I can't go down that path, and that's why I interrupted it really quick.
I mean, yeah, comedy is tough like that because I feel like you kind of have to. And again, like I'm a yes-ander. I play against my own common good sometimes. So, like I feel like I guess got to get famous so I can just say whatever I want. Because I would just say I would be on that stage like, you know what? Yeah, I fucked them kids. Like I would just. would
No,
go
I would
all
not,
the way.
I would not do that. I just want to make it clear. I would not do that. I wouldn't participate in the act, first of all, and nor would I do that. But mine aren't kids. Not that makes it better. I was about to say mine aren't kids, though. Mine are over 18. Still would not do that.
When I said kids, I meant college students.
My college student, yeah. I was going to say, you're kind of giving off pedo vibes here. I'd be a little careful with the way that you worded
But
that.
that's my point. Is I just have such a terrible choice of words. I know
I
this.
do too. And
So I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna go on one of these shows. I'm gonna lose my job. So I better just get famous
people
already.
Who did. There was a teacher who did. Like, she made a joke. But, like, yeah, I don't know. That was just a fear of mine. I was just like, oh, no.
Yeah, of course. Well, naturally, yeah, because it's just like you said about you take something like that, and in that environment, it's fun, it's all funny, it's all silly. Then you play that in like the boardroom of a college.
Yeah, then it's completely out of context, and it's like, well.
They're like, what did you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? Well,
well, you see, Tony thought the dick jokes were really funny, so I thought I would lean into that.
It gets kind of escalated into something that it wasn't like. It really wasn't meant to be. No, I do. And sometimes in classes, like, I say things that I'm just like, that was not appropriate. And then then I realize no one was even listening to begin with.
Yeah.
And then I make a big deal out of it. And then now they're like interested.
Yeah.
And
yeah, well, that's what I've learned about saying dumb things. You just kind of have to keep going.
You gotta keep going with it. You gotta own it.
Sit on it and then like worry about it and like sit in that. You have to just roll right over it and like do something else. And by the time that they're thinking about that weird thing you said, you've already moved on.
Yeah, and I'm bad about that in class. But I know not to do that like on a stand-up, because that's the worst thing like on Kill Tony. Like, I feel so bad. Like, I know where they're coming from because I do that sometimes in class, but I would never do that on a stage. The worst is when people are bombing and they like address it and they're like, oh, this is going really bad or whatever, because they've completely messed it up, or they like
that's
get mad
in
at the
comedy
crowd.
in general. That's another rule you'll hear a lot.
You can't do that.
If you're gonna address it, what you have to do is you have to do like a jujitsu move where you like make a joke out of the bombing that like somehow makes the audience on your side. That's the only way, is if you somehow like turn that into being funny, that they're not laughing. But like often what happens is it's like an amateur move where it's like, oh, well, I guess I'm a piece of shit.
Thanks. You try to do it up here. Yeah, they try to do that, and it's like, like don't do that.
Like, you could turn it into a joke. Like, nobody's laughing, be like, man, sounds like my sex life in here. Something like that.
Well, I pulled one off, and I don't even think it was that great, but I was like kind of getting like heckled a little bit, and like I could see the time or whatever, and I went, fuck it, who wants to hear a 9/11 joke? And everyone got excited, and then the time went off, and I went, too bad you heckled me the whole time, because now you don't get to hear it. It was nice to see you all, and I walked off, and I don't know if that was like the best way to handle it, but I just did bad.
At least you got something out of them at the end.
Yeah, well, I forgot about the problem was I forgot most of what I was going to say. It wasn't like the environment I was expecting, and so I lost my train of thought and like forgot about it. But yeah, you just can't. And that's kind of my secret power when I do stand up. Like, other than that one where I was just like, well, who won that one? Although I did power through it, is I'm really good at. I think partially because like I don't hear very well. That's why I scream obnoxiously too. I don't ever wear my hearing aids, and so part of it I think is I don't really hear what the crowd is reacting, and I'm not very good at my surroundings. Like, if I can't recognize faces, I don't even recognize facial expressions. So I think I'm so unaware of my surroundings that I don't know if I'm doing good or if I'm bombing. I don't know what the crowd's interaction is. So I just power through. So if you watch my set, no one is laughing at me, but I'm just powering through it, like, all happy. Like, most people, like, if they would have had my set, had the silence that it, like I had, and had Tony like looking down or whatever. Kim was kind of like, a little like nicer about it. I think she might have been faking it because it wasn't that good of a set. But like other people, they would have probably kind of crashed and burned. But because I have no social awareness of my environment at all, I'm just like,
ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss.
And I just like went through, and I was like so happy. And then afterwards, I was just like, hey, and I literally did not care, because like most people after they bomb, like you can like see like a part of them die.
Yeah.
A part of me did not die because I had no idea how I did at all. Like, if they would have asked me like, how do you think you did, I probably would have said, I don't know. I'm still up here. I don't know.
See, I think I'm willfully ignorant in that. Like, I have the same reaction, but like I'd see them. I just don't care. Like, if people like negatively respond to something, in my mind, if I like tried my best and I really know I did good, like what does it matter? I mean, I went up there, I did it. So like, what does it matter? At least I tried. And like, I just feel like that's most of the work is just getting up and trying and doing it. And like, the expectation of people are gonna like, this is gonna be the one, everybody's gonna think I'm so funny, like that's where you go wrong, because now you have all these expectations placed on this thing, and when that doesn't go that way, which is usually the case, you just feel like deflated and everything's shitty. Like the better thing to do is to never expect it to go great.
Yeah, that's what
and
I've
then
learned,
if
yeah.
it's just okay, then it's just okay, and that's better than nothing. That's good. But if you were going in expecting like the best show ever, the best set ever, it just never happens that way. So,
No, like-
but I feel like I see people, like if people like, I remember one time I was doing like a freestyle rap and I watched this girl like visually cringe, and I thought like, but I liked it. I thought like, wow, like at least she's reacting at all.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, at least there's a reaction there of something.
Yeah.
But it's like one time I did a set, and I was out of state, and so it didn't go it didn't go bad, but it didn't go like people liked it, but it wasn't like it wasn't amazing. You know what I mean? It was, I guess, say middle of the lane, like kind of a set thing. And someone was like, "Where are you a professor at?" Because I was like in the middle of something about being a professor, and I was like, "Oh," and this was totally unexpected. It was not a bit. It was just me sincerely describing it. They're like, "Where were you a professor at?" And I was like, "Oh, you know the big football school in South Bend, Indiana?" And they were like, "The University of Notre Dame?" And I went, "Yeah, I work at the all-girls school across the street." And everybody was dying, laughing. And that wasn't like meant to be a joke. It literally, no one knows where I work. No one knows that school.
Yeah.
Like, because no one knows what it is. And so if I just like say the school's name, like they don't know what it is. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so that's how I always describe it. It's just like, hey, well, the University of Notre Dame, well, we're owned by them. We're the all-girls school across the street. That's owned by Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the way like I said it or it was just so unexpected. Like I think they thought I was gonna say like, yeah, I'm a professor at
Well, it's
University
the
of Notre Dame.
unexpected nature of it, right? It's like I think there's like a lesson in that like everyone's expecting you to say Notre Dame because that's what. But I think the fact that it works so well is that the audience member, you got him to say Notre Dame. I think that's really what.
Yeah.
Because if you say Notre Dame, it's still funny. But if you can somehow get someone else to prompt it, then it almost seems like, because it was. In that moment, it really was impromptu.
Yeah.
But if you could somehow like trick someone into asking, then that's the perfect setup. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I could
It's like,
kinda,
you know that school over there. You get them to say Notre Dame.
Well, and I could tell because like he just gave me the vibe of a football person. Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, who doesn't know Notre Dame in their football?
Oh,
like,
so you were trying to get him to say Notre Dame. You were trying to get him to say
Yeah,
it.
I did want him to.
Oh, so
I didn't-
you knew what you were doing. I thought he said that on accident. Like you were trying to describe the school properly, and you actually.
Well, I was trying to describe the school property because if I would have said like, it gets the way that I don't know, it gets like kind of came off that way. I just like. I was trying to make it like exciting, almost like, hey, the big old football school in South Bend. Like it wasn't meant to be a joke. It was just me kind of playing into the crowd. And he was like, University of Notre Dame, and it's like, yeah, we're at all girls school across the street.
Yeah.
But it wasn't meant to be like a joke. Like I was just trying to like be playful and fun. But like they all loved it, and I was just like. Well, that wasn't, and I even said that, which is a dumb thing to say, and I went, well, that wasn't a joke, but it did better than the rest of them, so you guys are
So what
great.
am I doing here?
Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you so much. One-way streets, I learned that driving through Chicago. Like, whoever came up with the idea of one-way streets, I don't wish them well.
Yeah. One-way streets in any city, really.
Or roundabouts. Roundabouts are horrific.
No, that roundabouts are good.
No, they're not.
You're wrong about those. Because the thing is, a roundabout, it's actually more efficient.
It's not more efficient. People don't know what they're doing. They break in the middle of them. I'm one of those people who usually breaks in the middle of them. They honk at you. It's a whole thing. No.
Yeah, but that's exact because you're doing it wrong.
I'm the problem. I know that I'm the problem, but I don't like them.
That's so American of you to be like, you know what?
There's a
I
lot of- there's
refuse
a
to
lot of-
adapt. This is just wrong.
There's a lot of things that are very American about me that I will not adapt to when I go to other countries. Like when things are not the way that they should be in America. Like
I feel that way. I feel like if I went to another country and like I had to follow their stupid rules, I would get mad. I'd be like, you guys should just do freedom. Like,
well,
what are you
it's
doing?
it's not even like the rule. Oh my God, all the Italian people are gonna be people in Europe. I'm sorry, but I've been to Italy a few times and I'd rather have Pizza Hut.
Whoa! Now that
you're not gonna get stuffed crust pizza in Italy.
You're not gonna get that. But I mean, like, what I've heard, and I can't confirm this because I've never.
I can confirm it. Let me tell you. I'll debunk it. Is what I'm gonna do.
All right, debunk it for me. But my understanding is that if I were to go to Italy or Spain or any of these countries and I get a pizza, it's going to be way better than here because they make it, like, the bread is better, or the ingredients are better. There's no way that Domino's is better than a genuine.
Well, that's because you picked Domino's. I mean, Papa John's, I'll take a Papa John's.
Maybe Papa John's, like, Papa John's departure. I don't think Papa John's is the same anymore.
I haven't had it in a while, so I wouldn't know. I'm a Pizza Hut girl. I'm sorry, but if it's cool when you're in Italy and you get your real Italian pizza or whatever, but
I don't get why Pizza Hut though.
I like Pizza Hut a lot.
Pizza Hut's all right. But like, whatever you tried, like Cottage Inn, you tried Little Caesars, you tried Pizza Hut.
I like Little
Domino's.
Caesars. I like the I'm not gonna say it because I'll screw it up. The one that's here that's really famous that there's a lot of
Giordano's.
That one, yeah, I can't say it.
Giordano's.
Yeah.
That's where I work right now.
Nuh-uh.
I work at Giordano's. Yeah, in South Loop. So the one that's like way downtown. Yeah.
I think I made that though. When I was
maybe because it's like there's the downtown one, and then there's the one that's further south, closer to Chinatown.
I think I ate by one by a fountain.
Yeah, maybe you are thinking of the South Loop one.
Yeah, because when I was in the Navy, after boot camp, all the Navy people are here, but after boot camp, I was in the A school over in North Chicago, and so we would like go downtown like on the weekends and stuff. Like I was stuck here for like 10 months. Like my A school was really long, and we would go there all the time.
North Chicago.
Like literally, the city was called North Chicago.
Yeah, it's one of the suburbs. I just don't know how far away it is.
It's where that god awful water park is, Bear something Lodge or whatever.
I don't know.
There's a god awful indoor water park. I only know this because I took my daughter there. And then there's a mall. They call it like Squid Mall, but I forget what the name of the actual mall is because it's all Navy people who are there. That's why they call it Squid Mall. And like people who are like higher ranking Navy like avoid it like a plague. I avoid it like a plague now because it's like a trauma thing, and
it's just in that Navy town.
Yeah.
How far did you drive to get to?
I mean, I didn't have a car. We weren't allowed to have cars, so we would have to take an Uber all the way from North Chicago to downtown.
How long would that take?
Over an hour. We'd have to split it. Like one of my really good friends, she has lifetime season tickets to the Bears. When her mom got divorced, she that was all she wanted out of the divorce was the lifetime season tickets to the Bears.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. Like first
you
of all,
can keep the kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but no, she kept the kids. The kids got the tickets too.
Okay.
She didn't want the money. She wanted the tickets, but she and the kids obviously. But whenever her brother couldn't go, she would usually she'd invite me, but she'd invite another person. But I was I don't know if you'd call it stationed, but I was still in A school here, but I didn't have my privileges to leave yet, and so I snuck out. Like you can sneak out pretty easily. Because there's other people who have privileges, so they don't know who has privileges and who doesn't. So I snuck out, but I had to get a cab all the way down to downtown. And when you're not splitting that with people, it was a pretty hefty thing to go to that Bears game. And then I was nervous the whole time because I was just like, oh man, if they find out I'm missing or something. But
yeah,
it was worth it. We sat by Devin Hester's, I want to say his sister.
Okay.
Because they sit in the seat, same these lifetime season tickets, right? Where they sit is the same seat, and they're like, "Do you know who you're sitting by?" And I was like, "No." And I'm pretty sure it was Devin Hester's sister, or not Devin Hester. Sorry. Wow, this is so bad. The really famous one who, Walter Payton. There we go.
That guy.
Walter Payton. We met Devin Hester's, I think, mom is who we met, but we sat by Walter Payton's sister and maybe his mom. It was an elderly lady, but we the Walter Payton family was sitting there, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, and they stay at the hotel. But yeah, so that we met Devin Hester's mom, and they stay at the hotel. I think a relative of Jay Cutler was there that they knew. They know all these and I'm like, Lindsay or Lindley. I'm like, why aren't you dating these people? Your mom knows all these people, and
you
it was
hit
really
the
cool.
Jackpot. Don't you understand?
No, I shouldn't say that. Her husband's really nice. They've got a good family. But Lindley, come on, he had an opportunity, but her husband's super nice, so it worked out. But
yeah. I feel like being in the suburbs and going into the city is just such a hassle. Like to do that a lot, like I feel like you can't even really experience the city that way.
Yeah, if you had a car, I think it'd be fine, but it's still a drive. Like,
yeah, I thought about that when I was going to move here. I thought maybe I'll live in the suburbs and I'll just go to the city all the time, but that would have been a whole different thing.
If I was gonna live in Chicago, I'd wanna live.
Yeah.
In Chicago, I wouldn't want to live in the suburbs just because, like it's gotta be nice to not like have a car too. Like sometimes, like
yeah, for sure.
Like me, almost wrecking my car parallel parking today. Like you avoid a lot of you avoid a lot of issues when you don't have a car. You don't get speeding tickets. You don't hit things.
You don't pay insurance.
That too. You don't pay
all the
insurance.
time.
I have insurance. Sorry, that sounded bad. I just have it auto draft and I pretend like it doesn't exist.
But it does.
I do that with so much of my like different things. I just try to like pretend like it doesn't exist. I guess it takes it out and it's just like it never happened.
That I aim to be rich enough to where I can just do that with everything forever. Like I just could just put it all on a card. And
I already do that, but I'm definitely not rich enough to do it, and it can cause problems.
That's what I'm saying. My brain works that way, and I can't keep up with myself. So I just need to get rich enough to where I can do that and get away with it.
Yeah,
like I'll already be like, damn, how much am I paying a month for everything? Like,
see, I guess I don't think about it. Like I don't get bothered by like I'm really good at online gambling. Like DraftKings, I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
But like, and so that's part of the reason. Like my boss is always sending me like resources for like gambler's addiction or whatever, and I'm telling him I'm like, I don't meet the criteria for a gambling addiction because one of the criteria is you have to be borrowing money from family and friends and it has to be hindering your life. And I'm like, not borrowing money from family and friends, and it's helping my life immensely. 2 weeks ago, I won like. I don't know. I think
guys, today's episode is sponsored by Rain Bet.
Today is sponsored by DraftKings. No. I think what year was it? 1 year off of a Purdue game because Purdue was not supposed to win. I got like $1,500 off of it. Like
damn.
I'm really good. Because I don't know the teams. That's part of the thing is I don't know the teams. So I know the stats of it. So like I look at the parlays and what I do is so I'll take like $100 and I'll take all the high parlays and I'll do small amounts on each of those. And then all it takes is just one of those to win. It takes one upset to equal it out to break even, so I haven't lost anything. 2 of those upsets, I've won.
Wow.
But there's like a whole like I even like I can't.
But if they all lose, then you lose.
If they all lose, but the odds of them all losing are slim. Like the amount that I do. The odds of them all losing are just like slim. I use like this. It's called a binary logistic regression. It's like what I use to do. The PhD in me has come out. But like, no, I'm really good at it. The worst thing that's ever happened to me though was during March Madness. I was in the Detroit airport and I was bored. And there was all these like $1 pools, like $2 pools or whatever. And I was like, oh, I can take $50 and like enter in all these pools. And like one of them, I've got to do good, just do different things.
Okay.
So I'm sitting in Detroit airport doing that on DraftKings. I'm bored. I get to Indiana. I don't realize that paid pools are not allowed in Indiana. The free pools are, but paid pools aren't. And so I was like, what am I going to do? Because I have to make picks every week. I'm in these pools. Like I have to make picks for like all the different things every week. So before work every day, I would drive to Michigan and make my picks so that
God.
I
you
could
are an addict. No, your boss is right.
Yeah, that's what my boss. He was like you because like he was like I looked tired I think one day and he was like, why do you look so tired? And I was like, well, I was up at 4 a.m. and he was like, why were you up at 4 a.m? He was like, it takes you that long to get dressed. And I was like, well, it takes me that long to get dressed on top of I now have to drive to Michigan, make my picks, and then come back. And I have to drive far enough into Michigan that it doesn't ping in Indiana. And he was just like, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't because I win. When I start losing, then I do have a problem. But I haven't lost yet. So
I don't even know.
DraftKings, sponsor of this episode. You can win a lot of money through DraftKings.
I'm torn on it because like I don't like what gambling has become, but I do think there's smart gambling, like what you're describing.
What I'm doing is very smart gambling. Now, what I do in Vegas is not smart, where I just like the ping, ping, ping. Like my cousins, like they might as well just buy a home in Vegas. They go to Vegas so much, but like they were getting on me because I just love they're like, you don't even care about the money amount. They're like, you're just excited about the ping, 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 like the noises. Like, you're just like a child. Because they do, it tricks you into it. It's like, I put $5 in and I won 2, but I like the ding, ding of the $2. And so I'm like, yay. And I just keep doing it. And so
when I'm
that's dumb gambling. That's stupid gambling.
When I'm at the casino, I realize how immune I am to those things. Because I'm just looking around like, this doesn't work on me at all. Like, I don't want to play a single.
I get so excited.
I like the idea of putting $5 into one of these machines. I hate it.
Oh my God.
Because I already know that I might as well be just burning it. I might as well just take the $5 and grab a lighter and just burn it.
Oh, what's
the difference?
I have a video on my Instagram of me making a $150 bet and like winning.
I'm not saying you can't win. I'm just saying the casino.
It's a very specific game. It's called Instant Feature. It has the 3 coins on it with like the birds or whatever. It's called Instant Feature. You go to it. It is they have it in Vegas. They also have it at a lot of other casinos, but there's specific ones in Vegas that you go to. And when all 3 birds, I'm like excited like talking about this. I like get a high talking about it. When all 3 birds light up, like you're golden. And so you have to do a $150 bet to get the instant feature.
Yeah.
But I get so much money off of it, and it's so fun. And like seeing all the birds like. It's great. Like I said, I have a video of it uploaded on my Instagram, and it makes me so. Like I watch it over and over. That money is long gone, but I watch it over and over again, and I just get so excited.
Did you ever hear Norm Macdonald talk about gambling at all?
I heard that he had a big thing with gambling, and I don't remember what it was.
He lost like all his money at one point.
But there was another thing where like he wouldn't exchange it for money. He would exchange it for more like
tokens so
or whatever. Back in the days during tokens, yeah.
Because he loved gambling that much. I think he like loved the game. Like the game of gambling more than winning the money.
Well, I think that's me. Only it's the dinging.
That's why you reminded me of that, because like Norm, it was to the point where he's a big famous. He's one of the most well-known comics ever. And you'd think, oh, this guy's got it figured out. He's got a great life. No, he's just losing all his money on blackjack.
He was probably happy doing it.
He loves it.
That's how I am. Like, I'll be in Vegas. Like, my cousins, like, they'll be pissed when they lose money, like a whole bunch of money. Like, they're getting immune to it because they do it a lot. But, like, me, I'm like, oh, that was so fun. I know I just lost $500, but that was so fun. Let's do it. Like, it's worth the money for me because I have so much fun doing it.
Have you been to the casino, the new one downtown here? It didn't used to be there, but it's downtown.
I haven't been to any casinos actually in Chicago at all.
There's ones on the outskirts, of course, but they just added Bailey's or Bally's. I think it's Bally's, and it's downtown. It's like right there. I want to say it's like if you're on the red line, like taking public transit, it's right along the red line, like right past the river and all this. Like right downtown is what I'm trying to say.
So that's what I need to go do right now.
Yeah, right after you leave
here. After I leave here. How pissed would you be if I left here and I like won $1 million or something, and I'd be like, hey, you know that comedy career that I was kind of working towards and like that job I was afraid of losing?
I'm done with that.
Screw it. And then I put that $1 million back in another machine, and then I lost it all again.
Exactly.
That would be my luck.
Hey, remember that message I sent you a month ago about how that comedy career was over? Well,
now I got to go back because all that $1 million, I put it back in a machine, and I lost all of it.
That's the problem. Is it's so hard to stop. It's just like stocks. It's like when you see a stock go up and up and up and up. When is the moment you sell? Like, when do you sell it? Because at some point it will stop going up.
I know at some point, and then it'll plummet, and you'll be like, damn it. Like
I should have sold it.
I have some Bitcoin right now that is starting to drop, and I'm like,
oh, it's been going down. Yeah. I mean, it goes in cycles. But
then I wonder, is this the time to buy?
Exactly. It goes in cycles. So this could be, it is the time to buy. But the question is, because this is the whole thing, it's just like gambling. Stocks really are gambling. So is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just a little bit more reliable than gambling itself. But it's the same principles.
I don't know about that, but you can keep going.
Reliable in the sense that, like, at least you are in it with everybody else. Like, we're all in the same game, whereas gambling, you lose on your own.
That's true. You are a very lonely person.
You're a lonely loser.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, we're all struggling because, like, at the point that we record this, it was like everything, even, I think it hit like an all-time high. Like, Bitcoin hit an all-time high at 100. It
wasn't that long ago.
It went over 100,000, and it hadn't really been at that high in a long time. Even in a minute, like, it hadn't went up like that. And so was Ethereum. Ethereum was doing really good, and Dogecoin was starting to go back up.
And then, like, what's the one, Life whatever.
I don't follow any of the other ones. So those are the three I know.
Litecoin was doing really bad, but it's starting to like do good. But yeah.
But now I see them all slowly trickling
they're
down.
not even slowly. They're like all plummeting. Like I checked my thing today and I was like, ew.
And the question is, are they going to keep plummeting or is this the bottom? That's the question, because you don't want to buy now if the bottom is in a month and you could have actually gotten 50% more, because it's at like Dogecoin's at 0.15, it's at 15 cents, and then it goes to 10 cents. However much you put into Dogecoin is going to be worth 50% more if you just waited that week. But that's the problem. It's gambling. You don't know.
Yeah, like all these people who pretend like they know Bitcoin, they don't. That's why I get annoyed. Like the most exhausting thing, if you want to just drive yourself crazy and pull all your hair out and just get mad at the world and get mad at if you want to quit Reddit, if you're addicted to Reddit and you want to quit Reddit, just go into all the crypto.
I would say just become a daily stock trader.
Yeah, do that.
Become a daily trader, because that's where you're going to go crazy. You're trying to like track down every single deal.
You don't have a life at that point. Like, no, I don't have time to do that. But like,
COVID made me think I could have been. Like, I remember there was a point during COVID when I was stuck in my apartment. I was like, you know what? Maybe I could just trade. I could just trade stocks.
I wasn't doing that when I was in my apartment I was in a house during COVID. When I was in my house during COVID, I just did nothing. I was not productive.
That's good.
I was not productive in the slightest. I did not think of anything. I guess, I didn't have any thoughts. I was like, I don't want to better.
Vegged out.
I don't want to better myself in any capacity right now. So
that's good.
So I didn't
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes that's actually good, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, I just was like, I'm not gonna. I did go get, and it ended up being a waste of money. I did go get Kybella injects to try to like chisel my jaw, but then it ended up not working, because when you first get it, it like makes you swell up and you look like a frog. So I was like, this is the time to do it, because no one's going to see me, but then it didn't work. So
you could have ended up like handsome Squidward, like the super defined
I could have,
but
it first of all, it hurts really, really fucking bad. And then second, like, it just didn't like do it. It just didn't work. So ineffective. $750 down the drain.
Bummer.
Sad.
Should have gambled it. You should have gambled it.
I should have gambled it. I should have been better.
Put it to good use.
I should have took my stimulus check and I should have gambled it.
I miss those stimulus checks. Can they just bring it back already? Like, we got all this EBT stuff going on. Send me money.
Yeah, I guess I guess there's a lot of things that can be cut. Just cut those, and then all the salaries, just send it out.
Send us money.
Yeah, but then it ruins like the price of the dollar though, and
you know what? I would buy that if they didn't just send the dollar out to like if they didn't spend half of the money on like tanks and then they just sent the other half to other countries. I would believe that they couldn't afford to give Americans money.
That's fair. That's fair.
The price of just feeding homeless people is like what, 1% of the war budget or something? I don't believe you when you tell me you can't give me $1,000. I don't believe you. I just don't buy it. Because the thing is, I know so many poor people.
Plus, we did it before. We did it before.
So this is what I think. I think we're at the point now where it's actually ridiculous to even say, because you're right. Like, it would make people a little more lazy. It would deflate the dollar a little bit. But the problem is, dude, the dollar's been deflated. People already are lazy.
Well, I don't even think the dollar even has a value anymore. I think they make up the values.
It's made up.
I think it's all made up at this point. It's not backed by gold or anything, so I think it's made up.
That's what cryptocurrency kind of proves, is that it is just whatever value we place on it is what it is. And
I just want to know who the mastermind is who does it.
Yeah.
I just want to find out who that person is. But yeah, I don't know.
I just think it'd be I forgot what my point even was. What was my point?
That they can, if they can put all that money towards war and
well, if you could just, because I think the problem with our economy in general is you just have too many poor people. Like, if you want to just simply put it as simple as possible, you have too many poor people. Now, you can't just give poor people $1 million. You can't do that. But you could just give poor people a little bit of money so they can afford to, I don't know, be less poor. Like, okay, $1,000 a month is actually not that much money.
It's really, it doesn't go a long ways.
You're not going to be able to do much more than afford rent and afford whatever your food is and maybe have a little bit to put to the side. That's all you're going to be able to afford. And so, to say that would, ruin society to give people $1,000, I don't think so. I think $1,000 would be, a good amount. Because even we're talking about New York when you first got here, you can't afford to live in New York off of that. You could get $1,000 a month. You still have to have 2 jobs.
Yeah, you're still Ubering and you're still DoorDashing. You're still doing the old thing. But Mark Zuckerberg, which whatever you think about Mark Zuckerberg, whether he's a robot or a lizard man or whatever he is, he did have a good point one time where he talked about how he thought that it was either I think it was Mark Zuckerberg. It was either him or Andrew Yang, but I'm pretty sure it was Mark Zuckerberg. He said that, like, he talked about how he came from a really well-off family.
Yeah.
And so he knew that, it was Mark Zuckerberg because he was talking about starting Facebook. He knew that, like, if he dropped out of Harvard and he got kicked out, but if he got, if everything crashed and burned at Harvard and he, like, went towards this goal of Facebook, he knew that he had his mom and dad to bail him out because he came from a pretty well-off family. And he said that, if it wasn't for me coming from having a safety net, we wouldn't have Facebook. I don't know. Maybe society would have been better. And looking back, I'm suing Meta right now, so maybe my life would have been better. But regardless of that, but like he talked about, I wouldn't have ever innovated all this if I wouldn't have had that safety net. And so,
shout out John from MySpace. Maybe he'd still be around.
Yeah, right. Well, I think he's off doing better things now. He's like exploring like fucking Greenland and Antarctica.
Yeah,
and
he did like pop back up into the news.
He does like photography. He just explores the world. Like I remember someone like dissed him on Twitter or X. It was Twitter at the time. They dissed him and they were like, what a loser he was or whatever. And he was like, yeah, such a loser, sold it for, and he put how much he sold it for or whatever. And it was like, oh, burn. Because now he has no job. He just travels the world.
Yeah, because they were trying to say, like, what a loser. He lost MySpace. Like, he got beat by everybody else. But really, he's the one who won because he's not dealing with it. Yeah, because he sold it at the perfect time. Like, he just, and I doubt he predicted that. It was just the perfect timing. But what was I saying before? Oh, yeah, so Mark Zuckerberg, he talks about, if we had these stimulus checks, maybe more people would take risks. He's right. That's my whole point.
And they'd have a fallback. But my argument against that is, like, we have the Casey Villeses or the Dr. Rabbits of the world who is going to spend that on things.
But you know what? Like,
who's going to spend it on gambling? Who's going to, like, not invent things? Like,
those people are always going to exist, but the problem is I think that's like the price you have to pay because we live in a world where art is devalued because of this. Like people look at you if you say you're an artist. Like if I say I'm a musician, I'm a comedian, I'm this.
Oh yeah,
they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah, because they think that's not a real job. You need to get a real job. You're never going to be able to support yourself.
Or even a podcaster. They're like, oh yeah, they have a podcast.
Good luck with this. So you talk. So you just talk. Like I talk. That's what you do. You just talk. Like they're thinking you're a loser.
Yeah, like, they're a loser. Yeah, and it's like,
and that's because it's kind of like you are. You are a loser.
We are losers. That's all we can fucking do. Like,
and you have no choice. Yeah, you have no choice. It's either
this or be homeless. Like, I at least pay.
And you feel crazy, and it's made to make you feel crazy because you are a loser and you are crazy, and it's gonna be forever until you get close to making anything out of this. And that's what the circumstances you have to accept. And I think that does like pressure makes a diamond. I think all these things are true, but we're not in the 90s anymore. We're not in the 80s anymore. And like the world that we're in is so different. It's not like it used to be. It's not like you can just make it happen from any circumstances. Like the Mark Zuckerberg thing is interesting because I think that he's not entirely an honest person.
I don't think he is either. That's why I said take what you will about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
But it was a good theory.
But it's a good point for him to make because he's right that he had an opportunity that other people didn't have, and that's why Facebook exists. Because
same with like Donald Trump and all of his businesses.
Because the thing is like people always criticize, oh, well, he started with $1 million. Starting with $1 million, if I gave you $1 million right now, you probably couldn't do it. But it's still the case that if I gave you $1 million and you fucked up with the first 100,000, you still have $900,000.
Yeah, you still have $900,000 to play with,
Yes.
And then if you fuck up with all of that, you can probably get it again.
Yeah,
especially like
if it's your dad that gave you the $1 million.
Yeah, especially like, and if you have a name for yourself too, that's the other thing. If you've already got a name and you're like a celebrity,
well, I think about that in general because I think
recoup that back really easily.
I think about that in general because I think that is like when it comes to having a podcast, right? I think that most of the time when you see podcasts, it's somebody who's already well known or somebody who like has a good social media following. It's somebody who established themselves outside of social media, and then that all translates to social media. So now when they make a podcast, when they make a social media, they don't even have to try. It just all happens. Whereas if you're somebody who doesn't have that yet, you haven't established yourself yet, good fucking luck because you will just spend forever obsessing over like how do I get people to even know that I exist, because that's the trick nowadays. Before it used to be you go out, you perform. Now it's like you go out and you perform, but how do I make a video of that, put it on Instagram,
turn it into a reel, and now I gotta put it on this. Yeah, It is really hard because
exhausting.
I remember Matt Rife one time was like talking about like how like his job is like he's just on his phone all day.
Yep, and I think a lot of comics feel that way.
Yeah, and that's how he made it.
Networking is like that. You like if you're a producer for comedy shows, especially, you know what that is because you always have to be on. It's like being a lawyer. You have to constantly be on the lookout.
Yeah, you're on your phone nonstop. Like, and I kind of like and I'm not like a known comic by any means, but like. Even when I was like looking for like opportunities, like the Kevin Hart thing that I'm not black enough for, that I signed up for, that like looking for those, like if you're just doing that nonstop, that's exhausting. That's a chunk out of your day, it's a whole thing to do, and so it takes a lot of work. And back then, like in the 80s and 90s, things weren't as expensive, so like you could have a little side hustle and still pay your mortgage.
Exactly.
And stuff. You can't do that now.
And that's why I say that with the whole like the point I make about being an artist and just being looked at like you're crazy, because that's why it's like that. We all know that it's virtually impossible for you to be putting money into this and like trying to make that a thing, because it's hard enough to even survive. Like I thought if I had kids, like even the fact that I have pets, like if I didn't have pets, I'd be able to save so much money. And the amount of money you have to invest just to survive, let alone like if I had $1,000 a month just to put towards my art, did everything I already do, but I had that money to put towards my art would be better. And it just would.
I feel that way about my comedy, because like if I just had $1,000, I mean that's a plane ticket and part of a hotel. You know what I mean?
Because all that stuff adds up, and you're already like, oh, I have to pay rent this month. Oh, I have to do this, and so I feel like it's just set up to be impossible. There's no it makes it so gratifying when you finally win, but it's
either you are so dirt poor that you have absolutely nothing to lose,
yes,
but to just go for it because there's nothing else left. Like Eminem, I think he's a perfect story of that. He had nothing. He just had nothing to lose, so why not go for it? Mm-hmm. Or you're just already naturally wealthy and it doesn't really matter and you're going to get bailed out. Like I feel like those in between where everybody else falls, that in between, that's where it's really hard, and you just have to get lucky, and you just got to have a lucky break or grind until enough people
and then
figure you out.
The other thing that comes to my mind too is what about people with like passive like passions, like people who just like to do things. I feel like people just don't have like the time because time is money too. So if you constantly have to make money, you don't have time. And I feel like so many people are just sad or depressed or anxious because they don't have hobbies. They just don't have things they go outside and do, like artful things. Like they don't, maybe if they had a journal, maybe if they wrote, maybe if they watched movies more, maybe if they watched shows more, maybe if they hung out with friends more. But like you can't do any of that when you're constantly trying to make money and so I think it's all that. I think people would just be less crazy in general. You'd see like a less crazy society where people are like, oh, you know what? Like existing isn't so bad.
Yeah.
They would start to say stuff like that, I feel like everybody's so pessimistic all the time because you kind of have to be.
Everyone just needs to chill out. Yeah, like it is true. Like we have lost, like I think people don't have enough time, and then even if they do have time, like I think COVID really made us lazy to where we got so comfortable just sitting in our home that we like even it's like, well, I could go out and do this, but I don't want to, or I could do this and I don't want to, and so like I don't know. That's the hardest. I struggle with that, where it's just like I do want to do this, but like I don't want to leave, and so I have to like weigh that out. And so I write a lot. Like one of my hobbies is like writing, because I don't have to leave my house to do that. And so like I try to do that. I'm trying to make like going to podcasts like kind of a hobby too, because it does force me to get out of the house. And so like I think it's kind of hitting up whoever does a podcast. Like I do not care who they are. I don't care what the fuck we're talking about.
I'm flattered, truly.
I didn't mean it that way. That came out really wrong. That came out really wrong. But no, I was really excited that you had Martin Phillips on, and I love Martin Phillips. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could get on the same podcast as Martin Phillips, and maybe I can get associated with him. Probably not. Probably not. That's very...
glad to know we're all just clout chasing out here.
I'm definitely clout... No.
Myself included, don't worry. It's the same.
Aren't we all,
It's what this podcast is. I'm joking, but not joking.
No, it's kind of like... I talk about how, like... so I have, like, an obsession with Eminem, and, like, something that I always, like, joke about is, like, my biggest fear in life is... when I finally get a chance to meet him.
Right,
like, when I make it big, and I finally get a chance to meet him.
Oh, you're making it? That's what it is? Eminem?
Well, when I've made it and he knows me now because I'm a celebrity and he like knows me.
He's like, oh, it's you. You're Dr. Rabbit, right?
Yeah, Dr. Rabbit. And I'll be like, yeah, that's definitely.
And you're like,
no, this is where it comes from.
Call me Dr. Rabbit.
I'll be like, Rabbit, because you're like, Rabbit Run, like, that's like my song. Like I always envision myself like, in a comedy scene, like. I come out on stage and that's the song playing and like I can tell him all that, like, you inspire, like, but I have to not be weird about it when I meet him when this day comes. I'm so delusional that I have anxiety over the fact that I have his lyrics tattooed right here, because when
he's gonna see.
Yeah, because when I go to marry him, how am I going to explain this to him? And I do like think about that anxiety sometimes, like.
When you marry him?
How am I going to explain that I have his lyrics and that I wasn't like a crazy fan? Like, I guess I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I do think about that at night sometimes.
You could cover up the tattoo.
I could get it removed, but I heard that hurts a lot.
That's why you cover it. Because covering it, they usually just do something over it.
Yeah, then it's trashy at that point. At least
you'd be surprised what they can pull off some cool
stuff.
stuff.
But the script's like cute right now with the way it is, but like.
You'd be surprised. They might be able to turn it into something like you would never expect. You'd look at it, you'd be like, whoa, this was
I'm terrified of needles.
So why'd you even get in the first place?
I mean, I've got tattoos all over me. They're all basic bitch tattoos. And I say that I say that for the aesthetics. I'm always like, because it like matches like my aesthetic. But the truth is I'm horrified of needles, petrified. I pass out. I'm like a child. And there's like rules about passing out like at like, tattoo places, and they have to like stop. It's like a whole thing. Like, it's bad. And so, like, my next tattoo, I'm having one of my friends do it, who's also on Kill Tony. Shout out to Sean. He's going to do my next tattoo because
Sean.
Macabre.
Okay.
He was on 666, episode 666.
Nice.
So, yeah, he was on, like, the arena show or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm struggling to talk. I just got Botox in my lip, and I'm still like adjusting to it.
Square Garden though, Madison Square Garden, was it that?
No, it wasn't Madison.
Is it L.A. the L.A. arena show? I feel like they've only done a few.
It wasn't. It might have been. It wasn't the most recent Madison Square Garden. It was the one that Post Malone was on.
I want to say that was Madison Square Garden.
Was it there again? It might have been. Yeah, it was the one. It wasn't the most recent one, but yeah, he's gonna do my next tattoo because if I pass out, then he can just keep doing it. He doesn't have rules if he's just doing it himself. But yeah, like other places, there's like rules for that. But yeah, that's why I tell people, I'm like, I guess have like basic bitch tattoos because, it's my aesthetic. But the truth is, I pass out. I don't handle it well.
Do you really think about like meeting like celebrities like that? Do you seriously like think like, oh, when I meet this person?
I'm joking about that. And partially, kind of.
I kind of think about that sometimes.
I do, like, well, I don't know, because then again, Eminem could walk in the room and I wouldn't know it was Eminem because I don't recognize faces. Like it's a whole thing. So like it's not even a reality.
You miss your chance.
Like I would miss my chance.
I didn't even cover my tattoo up.
No, like and I'm not gonna name his name because I don't want to out him on here. But I do like have one of my closest friends actually is like a pretty big not anymore. But he used to be a pretty big celebrity. He was on the show Degrassi. But like for the longest time, like I didn't know who he was. Like I didn't know it was him, and then later on I put two and two together, and I was like, oh shoot.
Wait, you're Drake?
Right? Yeah. How did you find out? No. But yeah, and so it was just like it's like one of those things, and so like I've never brought up the show to him either, because like I don't want him to think that like had anything to, because it was just like I don't recognize faces. Like I honestly didn't know. Like it just was who he was, but like.
It's almost better that way, right? Because I feel like what I do is I create this thing in my mind, like, oh, if I met this person, I would do this and I would do this. And then in reality, I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I'm too in the moment. I don't even, if I tried to prepare too much, I'll just forget all that stuff I prepared. Like, I would meet the celebrity and I'd have 20 questions that I want to ask them. And then they'd leave and I'd be like, dude, I didn't ask them a single one.
I wouldn't have any questions. I'd just be like, I'm so like weird. Like with Tony, like when I met, I was like, Tony! And I just like ran and I didn't even ask. I like gave him up, but he was really nice about it.
Yeah.
But like I didn't ask him any questions. I guess like weirdly then stood in the corner where he was just like, I'll get to you in just a second, okay? And he was so nice. But like then I got kicked out because I followed Tony's directions and Adam Ray broke a glass.
You should because you're saying you want to do more podcasts. You should start your own podcast and do a Tim Dillon level rant about this incident,
I want to so bad. I do. I want to so bad.
It would do numbers. It would do well.
I want to so bad, but like I think the Reddit community is done with me.
Don't worry about them. They hate everything.
No, they loved me. The Reddit community loved me.
They're the meanest people in the world.
I was the rare anomaly that they loved. And this even happened yesterday. So someone posted, they were like, whatever happened to Dr. Rabbit? And they like posted this like picture of me or whatever. And I didn't even know about it because I'm trying to like, just for like my own like sanity's sake, although I did go on there and I posted my lawsuit against Meta, I guess, to be a bitch. But like for my own sanity's sake, I'm trying to stay off of the Kill Tony Reddit. But it got sent to me, and it got sent to me by the person who posted it, and they were like, "Hey, like, I'm sorry, but this is what's happening." And someone like got on there and was like, "Wow, Dr. Rabbit created a fake account to post about herself or whatever," and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Now they all think I'm like crazy, and like, and they like had this whole like story about that, and I don't know. It just like kind of bothered me because I was like, I hope people don't think that about me. And so like I told I texted, I was like, please delete that. I was like, I don't want people accusing me of like creating fake accounts. Like, you know, I've already had weird things with like people like posting like one guy, he got on there and he was like, I fucked Casey Bills or whatever. And like all this stuff, and I know he was dumb because his Reddit name was the same as his Instagram name, so I found it. So I found who he was. I have no idea who this loser is, and
but the thing is, these people don't assume you're ever gonna see this stuff. They just, like when the guy who posts that, he's not even thinking of you as a human.
Yeah, I know he's not at all, and he like put that, and he was like, I've been fucking her for years, blah, blah, blah. And someone like commented on under it, and their name was Eggplant, and he was like, you're a sicko. Like, leave her alone. Whether you fucked her or not, like, leave her alone.
Right. Even if you did, why are you putting that
And
here?
then he was like, oh, we all know that you fucked her, too. And, like, I don't know.
It's probably like a 10-year-old.
I don't know who Eggplant is. and I'm like, what the hell? And, like, and so I'm seeing this. And so I commented on it, and I was just like, hey, I'm kind of going through a dry spell. So if we have been fucking for years or you're thinking about it, you know, maybe. You know what I mean? But he sounded like a complete psycho. Like, I don't know. It was a weirdo. It was just a hater. Like, he just kept commenting over and over and over again. And they were just, like, lies about me. Like, yeah, she did this. And then when she fucked me, she did this drug. And it was just like, I don't know who this person is. And, like, the mods actually ended up taking it all down and banning him. But it was weird.
Yeah. I mean, Reddit in particular, that's why I was surprised to hear you say that you've done well on Reddit at all. Because Reddit with comedy and, like, I don't know how familiar you are with the way that comedy subreddits tend to go.
Yeah, they're horrible. They're horrible. Mean. It's
like it tends to just be a bunch of people who don't like the comedian group up in the subreddit, and they all talk trash in one spot.
Well, and that's what was
weird. They just troll them, and they do all kinds of stuff. I think Brendan Schaub is probably like the OG, like him and then Brian Callen and their whole podcast, Fighter and the Kid. I think that's where a lot of like the Reddit stuff really built up and festered because those guys just got... I don't care whether you think his comedy's good or bad or whether you think he's funny or not. It doesn't matter. Like, at a certain point, it's just a bunch of people dedicating their lives,
and they're trying things like it doesn't always work, and like, you know, and
comedians, you mean?
Yeah, comedians, like, it doesn't always work, and like when you're on stage, sometimes it could be the perfect joke, bad environment, like it just happens, you know, or it didn't come out the way it was supposed to, like that just happens. But yeah, like I am the weird situation of Reddit to where like they all for a while they were like when someone would like post something about me like bad, people would like attack them or whatever. And I think I kind of caused that because one person was like, she adopted because no one would smash that. And I commented on it and I was like, actually a car did smash that. and then like everybody was like, you jackass, look how mean you were to her. And like, it was this like whole thing. And I was like, guys, chill out. I got a free lip lowering thing out of it. No big deal. Like, I'm happy with her. You know, like I love these haters because they get me free shit, you know, like whatever. Like I tried to make a joke out of it, but there was a while where like people like were defending me and like posting about me, and like one guy, like he saw me on a plane and he like took a photo with me and he was like, I'm with Dr. Rabbit on a plane. Like it was kind of weird, but he like posted it or whatever, and like everybody was like super, a lot of them were commenting on my tits, but like other than that, like a lot of people were like really nice and like supportive, and they were like, oh, she's so awesome and all this stuff, and I'm like, this is weird. But I think the Reddit world is like turning on me. I think it happened too much to where they're tired of it now. You know what I mean? And like I haven't been back on the show, so it's the same old stuff rehashed over and over again. Like it's the same bit talked about. It's the same like me going, you know, like I have a black daughter, but we have no idea who the father. Like it's that same viral. It's the same thing over again. So I think they're tired of hearing about it because it's moved on, and I don't think that like I can be liked again until like I have another moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
Although the last podcast I went on, it didn't do well on Reddit for whatever reason, but like it did really well on YouTube. The views got like spiked and got a lot of good. So I don't know. Maybe now Reddit hates me and YouTube loves me.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
Do you hate her or not?
Do you hate me or not? I will read them, and if you say something really mean, I will definitely respond to it.
Have you heard her talk? She will personally respond.
I will personally respond to it, and I will say something. It probably won't hurt your feelings, but I will say something that will make you feel bad about what you said.
Wow. I mean, it's good that you defend yourself. You're like doing the opposite of taking the advice of don't look at the comments. You're like, I'm gonna personally respond.
I am
to every single piece of hate.
That person who's gonna fight with you in the comments.
See, I don't have the time.
I am that kind of like.
You know what? I like almost every comment, and I heart even the hate comments. The ones I don't like, or the ones I don't feel like I should respond to, are when people are like rude to my guests. Like I feel like that's a bit. Because like it's like if somebody says, "Wow, who is this crackhead talking?" Like I can't acknowledge that. You just called my friend a crackhead. Like, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm a yes-ander. So I'm gonna oh, that crackhead's I can't call them a crackhead either. So you put me in an impossible position. Because I'm trying to. I don't care. I think the hate is like they're responding. They must see something in what I'm doing. The fact they're even wasting their time to hate.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I've seen things I don't like, but I don't take the time to comment.
Most people don't.
I just kind of just like move on. Like, it doesn't bother me. But I mean, I am the type of toxic who will argue. I will fight with you in the comments. If you come to
the urge is to defend yourself.
If you come to my Instagram page, I definitely will fight with you in the comments. Like there's no like, you know, there's no. Now I'm gonna have all these people fighting. Now I'm gonna have all these people who just doing it just for the sake. But it's amazing how many people.
We're gonna start a war.
Well, it's amazing how many people though, when I respond like that, who didn't expect me to respond, who they either delete the comment
because they never expect you to see it. Like I was saying, they really think like of you as this like
I don't exist.
Yeah,
like,
and I don't blame people for thinking that way because I think social media kind of trains you to think like that. Like you see all these people on these shows on the internet, you don't really think of them the way you would think of like your friends. But that doesn't mean you can just go and say the most mean,
they would not say it
crazy
to me in person. I mean, Tony Hinchcliffe might, Redman might.
He might.
But they definitely will.
But they would say it with a nuance.
But they'd say it with a nuance, and they'd say it tastefully, and it would be funny.
Yes.
To where I couldn't rebut it. You know,
because it's the intention, and like I just feel like so much of this stuff is like people who would never say that stuff to you in real life, and we all know this. But it's just crazy how, like, so much of the comedy world in particular is that. It's like these communities of just hate, of like, we hate Joe Rogan, we hate Kill Tony, we hate this particular comedian.
But you know if they met Joe Rogan in person, they would be all up in his ass.
Exactly. They'd be like, because the thing is, they claim they hate Joe Rogan and they say they hate Joe Rogan, but really Joe Rogan's the one paying their bills. They're making videos about Joe Rogan all the time, or all they can talk about is Joe Rogan. They're on a Joe Rogan subreddit. They're spending their life thinking about him.
Yeah, obviously there's something about him that like there is no one that I like. If I don't like someone,
I don't think about them.
I avoid them.
I think, wow, what an asshole, and then I just stop trying to associate with them.
Like there's like
because they're gonna take my life force away. I can't give them anything. You know?
Exactly. Like there's some like my daughter's 14, so she's listening to horrific music. Like I mean I know that's like makes me sound old, and like every generation has said that like music is bad. The music that they have now is terrible.
Oh yeah, it's bad now.
It's bad. There's just no arguing it. It's bad. It doesn't have lyrics or anything. But
Sabrina Carpenter talk about.
I love Sabrina Carpenter.
All right,
we're not going there.
All right. I withdraw my statement.
Bad example. But it's a lot of the music's bad. It's annoying. It's repetitive. But I don't go out of my way to listen to it, and I don't go out of my way to hate on it. I don't. Yeah. I'm just not. I don't. So I just don't understand. But
it just exists. It's just there.
It's just there. A lot of times though, when I do like clap back or like say something or whatever. It's amazing how many people go, I'm so sorry, or they go, or my favorite was someone was like, I was drunk when I wrote that, okay, it doesn't make it right, and, you know. And I'm like, well, I was drunk too, and I wrote this, you know, like,
because the thing is, they're actually excited you acknowledge them. Like, that's the weird part. Is they're more excited that, oh my God, she responded. Like, they actually want to apologize. They're like, oh,
I think some of them get embarrassed too. Because when I respond, other people dogpile then. Like, if I don't respond, it gets sits. Sometimes other people dogpile. And so, like, and sometimes I do feel bad. It's amazing how many comments just get deleted as soon as I respond. And then I just look like a jackass with whatever I have hanging there because I don't go back to check to see if I, like, you know, deleted it or not. So I just have this, like, rude...
like you're calling everybody out.
Yeah, I just have this rude comment there. And they're like, man, she's just not a nice person at all. She is not who, like, was portrayed on that show. She is not nice.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's why I feel like it's 50-50, I guess, even in responding to, because responding to it can be positive in that sense. Like, you would be surprised the amount of people who aren't even that serious about it. They commented the meanest possible thing, but when you respond to them, oh, I'm sorry, because they weren't even that serious. They were just, that was just something.
They were scrolling and they thought a thought, and then they kept scrolling.
Yeah,
and
they forgot they said that.
They forgot they said it, so they got that notification, and then it was me responding to it. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember one time someone said something, I don't even know what it was, but it was really mean, and someone commented was like, I bet you're real fun at parties or something. And then someone else was like, oh, real original. And they were fighting. And I put on there and I was like, I agree that they probably are a lot funner at parties than I am or something like that. Like, it was just something silly. And then they all, like, deleted it. And I was like, I don't even think that one was that bad. But, like, I just try to show them, like, no harm. Like, you know, I just try to take it lighthearted. Now, if you're going to sit there and, like, really be mean, like, I wish she would have died in that car or something, the world would have been a better place. Like now that's gonna be like you know, I don't know.
Which they also do. They also wish death upon these people.
They do. Like, it's just like, don't do that because like what. Wait till like something tragic happens, and then you got to live with yourself, and then you might get investigated. You might get investigated as well. Like,
I think what I've noticed in general about criticism in general is I just don't take people's critiques very serious because you always got to consider the source. And I feel like 90 to 99% of what when someone says, hey, you should do it this way, hey, you should do it this way, is like somebody who has no experience. They don't know what they're talking about. They just have an opinion because we all have opinions. And you have to just remember, like, only trust the 1 to 10% of people that you actually think are doing the stuff that you agree with. Now, like, with that being said, a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, there are people you'll meet who have no idea about music, but they could give you the right advice about a song, or they don't write jokes, but they could tell you exactly what doesn't work about your joke. Some comedian told me once. He said, he put it like they can give you the pointers. Like, they can tell you the vibe of what is wrong. They're not going to be able to tell you what you should do to fix it. Yeah. But they can tell you, like, the general idea of what is wrong. Because they can feel it.
Like, if they go to a comedy show, like, you know, they can figure out what, there's something wrong with it, but they can't put their finger on it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I think that's what you got to look out for is when someone says, hey, you should do it this way. Hey, you should do it this way. Because everybody thinks they know. That was my mistake at Kill Tony. That was my first mistake, you know?
And
who knows, maybe the first way you would have did it, it would come off more natural. Like, if you had just went with the first set.
The first one, it would have came off more natural. But then again, like, I am thankful that it went down that way because I just have another set that if I go back on, that's a lot better. And because a lot of time people, like, they do their first set, the best one that they've had, and then there gets a disappointment over. And I don't want to name any names, but like people have talked about some people where they come on and it's kind of like the Kill Tony curse where they don't get better.
Yeah.
So at least like now my
Cam Patterson.
Cam Patterson. No.
This is a Cam Patterson hate podcast.
Yeah, this is a Cam Patterson hate podcast. This is so awful. But like at least like
I
now,
love you, Cam, by the way. We love Cam Patterson here. I should say that.
Yeah. But like at least now I know I can only go up with my bit. Now I don't think I can go up from my response to Tony about what's the blackest thing about you. I don't think I can ever beat that one.
Yeah, you really it's always great to see when someone has a great answer for that question because, like, you know, there's been some duds for that one, and you had possibly one of the best.
I don't even know, like, how that happened. Like, there was a couple of things that I said that, and then he asked a question that, like, I didn't even really know how to answer it. He was like, if there was one thing that you could give to your daughter, and I was having trouble reading it because I didn't know if it was supposed to be like a heartfelt moment or a funny moment. Like, I didn't know how to read it. Like, the way that he said it was like kind of weird. And Kim, I think, sensed that like this was a weird question because it was just like, if there was one thing to give your daughter, what would it be? And then Kim was like, probably a black mom. And that was a good response from her. And I went, well, I do suck at doing her hair. And then they were like, oh my God. And so like, it was another like, and it wasn't like a lie. Like, I'm not great at doing her hair. And so like, and Kim, I remember, just put her head down as soon as I said that. And so like, you know, some of the stuff you just get lucky, I think. I don't think I'll ever have a better interview than kind of what I did there. But at least I know that if I get back on, I can do a better set.
I mean, you could. The thing
There's
is,
no way I can do a worse set than what I did.
and you don't even know. Like, the interview could go better because really,
It could. It depends on what they ask.
It depends on what they ask, and it's just about catching it. It's just about catching that moment, you know, whatever it is. Because I think that the interview itself, like I was saying before, I mean, if your personality is strong, like that's the moment you can really come through. And I think that's why. And the reason I even say to you about, like, you know, moving to a city or any of this, I think you have a strong enough personality to where if you were doing comedy consistently, you were out on podcasts, you were doing all this stuff, I think you would do really well. I think it's just like your face isn't out there enough. Like, I think you already have everything set up for you to where you're going to do great. You just have to put yourself out there.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is just like, I mean, I fire off, again, I'm not trying to I fire off messages like to podcasts all the time.
That's what you got to do.
And because as soon as I saw that Martin Phillips was on yours, I was like, okay, this is a podcast that is interested in Kill Tony. Here we go. You know, and I can do that. And I'm on another one. I'm going to be on Joke World, actually.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah,
they've had like a bunch of big comics
on it.
His whole show is blown up.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
He's like the one positive comedy YouTuber.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I was featured on one of his or whatever, and I was like, someone sent me something, and they were like, dude, they're talking about you on Joke World. And I went, oh, the bad. And they're like, no, it's good. And like,
yeah, Joke World's the nice one.
Yeah, because it's always good. And so I was just like, oh,
He's the only one that's nice.
But no, like, yeah, he's gonna. We were supposed to do today, but there was a mix-up with time. Or not today. We were supposed to. What day is today? Saturday. We were supposed to do yesterday, and there was a little bit of a mix-up with.
It's a virtual interview.
Yeah, a virtual one. There was a mix-up with time because he was at Skankfest and he was just like kind of like disoriented. And so we're gonna do one Tuesday. It's not gonna be long, and it's for his Patreon, I think.
That's cool though.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited, and that's like super nice of him because he could get so many better people than me. And I mean, it's the reality of it.
Gotta
and so,
respect
like,
that confidence.
Yeah, so like I'm really appreciative of that. And then I'm on another one on Monday. That's like they do like Midwestern comics and stuff. I don't want to say them because I don't know if they want me like releasing it or not yet. So Joke World, I don't think they really care, but them I'll wait. I'll announce it when they're ready to. But so yeah, I'm doing one on Monday, and that one's virtual too. I wanted to go out to them, but I guess the timing didn't work. So
I guess you can't say where they're located.
Well, I can say where they're located. No one will probably know where they're located. They're like out in the middle of nowhere. I think they're in Wisconsin. I think they're up in northern Wisconsin. I don't know what city, but
okay.
They do Midwestern, like, and they do mainly like Kill Tony people. So like, yeah, they were really nice. They actually reached out to me because they interviewed another Kill Tony person who recommended me, and so yeah, I'm really excited to do theirs on Monday.
I would describe it like my experience. I mean, the reason I like the podcast is I made the joke about clout chasing. Really, the reason I like doing it is because I provide a value to people and I can put them on, and I think I have an opportunity. Like, there's something in me that I can pull something out of people, and I think that's something that's really cool. And I think in a podcast in particular, you can get a version of somebody that you won't otherwise see. And so that's really why I started doing it. But what I've learned is, like, there's just nothing that holds the weight that something so collaborative can hold. Like, if you can find a way to work with people and collaborate, and like you said, reaching out to people, like, that is such a big thing. Just being all over the place, because that's what a manager would be doing. They're all over the place.
Yeah, I'm essentially kind of my own manager right now.
Because you have to shoot like 100 shots, and if one of them hits the target, boom, that's all you needed was the one.
Well, yeah, like Joke World, that was, and you know, and I don't know how big their Patreon is. I mean, I'm familiar with their YouTube and their like all that. I'm not familiar with how big their Patreon is. I don't really understand Patreon. I'm not in the Patreon world, but so yeah, like, you know, and now it worked out, and so, you know, that's kind of what I'm fortunate that I have a job to where like summer breaks. Very, very long time. I have a long time to, because usually I spend my summers, if you like were to look at my Instagram, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
And so like I have opportunities in the summer, and like I'm at a point, I heard someone once say that like when you're first starting comedy, like you're paying to do it.
Yeah.
And for a very long time until you then get paid. And so you have to kind of pay your dues, I guess. And I think they were talking about it being that way for photography. And then they said it's the same way with comedy. And so that's kind of how I view it is right now I'm kind of paying my dues. You know, eventually get my face out there to where then, you know, people want to invite me and like bring me on. And
But
so,
I mean, like, truly, honestly, like, that's what I'm saying. If you just found a way to force it, like, one thing comics do is they'll set up a tour. And really what it is they just lined up like 10, 15 dates over the next couple months. But there you go. Now you got a tour.
they do a tour. Yeah. Like,
And
I
that
saw,
would be all you, because it's about optics. So the people who are looking at you from the outside in that might book you, they're like, oh, she's touring. Oh, she's like a thing. And then all of a sudden they're thinking about you completely differently. That's why podcasts are so, because like if they see you on 10 different podcasts, oh, so she's like all over. She's doing all these things. It's just being out there. Like I think that's so, and that and the connections you make again. It's like the people you meet doing that stuff. You never know. Like they might remember you and, oh, hey, remember that comedy show that we did, that podcast we did last year? Well, I think you're funny and I want you to do my comedy show. Would you like to do my comedy show? Like that kind of stuff where everything just is like a spider web and it all just keeps going out.
You don't know who you're going to meet doing that.
Yeah.
Like I've already met like Martin Phillips before, but like, you know, that could be a connection. You know, you just never know who you're going to meet.
And you don't know what it's going to mean later on.
Well, and you also don't know what's going to come up. Like you might say the funniest thing in the world, clip that, and so like you know, again, I'm not gonna get picked by Kevin Hart because I'm not black enough, but like you know, like you had to send clips of different like things that like they wanted to see, and so it does help too, because even like no matter the size of the podcast, that clip is that clip.
Yeah.
So you know, you can send that clip to people, and they don't have to know anything about that podcast. They can just hear what was said, and they can hear that, and it helps the podcaster out, helps the person out, and so
it's a great point, yeah. Because I mean, the clips can't stands on its own like that, yeah. That is a great point. Because and again, like about just building this giant, like people can go find you. Because you know, if you have like all this work. One thing I've heard in entertainment, I think I heard it applied to comedy, but it applies to all entertainment, is become undeniable. And that's just a principle. They say it in like improv circles. They say it all over the place. But that's what you do. That is becoming undeniable, is being everywhere. Like just making it so people can't ignore you. And that's not easy. But it's I think like that's why I tell you are already halfway there, because you got a strong enough personality. People are I feel like when you're distinctive enough, like, and that's what you need as a comedian, especially. It's like, oh, people are gonna remember you.
Yeah, you gotta have something that kind of stands out. And like I tried to make it the bow thing because I love my little bows, like I love it, but it's gonna be the rabbit thing. It's gonna kind of stick out or whatever. Because someone once asked me, they're like, why don't you just drop the stage name if you're not gonna change your Instagram name? And I'm like, I'm working on the Instagram thing, but right now it's because it's verified and you had to do it with your driver's license. It's getting mad at me because it doesn't want to change it to rabbit because my license doesn't say rabbit on it, and I'm working on it. But I have it in like my bio or whatever so that people can find me that way. But yeah, I guess I'm just trying to get on as many as, like, you know, I got Joke Roll coming up. I got the one on Monday coming up. So if I can just like,
well, just keep it up is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess keep doing as many as I can. Yeah. Then when they just type in Dr. Rabbit on YouTube, they're going to come up. And like the other thing that like I'm really fortunate about, shout out to my students that I love so much. They all follow me on Instagram, and let's be real, they're curious about their professor. They want to know, although I show my personality in class, there's no secrets of who I am. And you know, they know that. But like what's really like kind of my selling point to podcast is like I can kind of show them and be like, hey, this clip did really, really well, and it's not really because of me. My students like are all curious, and so what I do is I don't ever put the clip like as a reel. I'll like put a screenshot of the clip and then the YouTube thing so that it goes to YouTube and they go watch the YouTube reel of it. I mean, if it's reeled like on Instagram, I'll do the collaboration thing and they can do that. But like, I think the YouTube is more beneficial to podcasters, so I do both. Yeah. But like, I'll have the reel on there where it's a collaborator, and then I'll put it on my story and then put the YouTube thing and get the views up, because it's a lot of my students, it's a lot of my prior students, and like. I get a lot of students who cycle out, you know? Yeah. So it's a lot of that on top of just the other, you know, people who look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think like having a bed of support is the way to start. Like the students is like the great way to start, because you just need it all starts from nothing. Like it all starts from nothing. So I think of like right now where I'm at in my career, all these people that are slowly like accumulating that's just the beginning, right? And like these people are almost in a way like more important because it's an example. Like, and I think like when you have, we're all followers by nature in a way, and so I think when you go on someone's social media, you see a bunch of comments like if it's all your students supporting you, you're gonna think, oh, she's got a lot of support.
Yeah, they have no idea that like it's my social.
No one knows.
It's my social welfare policy just sucking up to me. It's 20 students who want an A on their paper who are sucking up to me.
So be it. Like it doesn't even matter. Good for you, because that's really all it's about. Because then what happens is other people join in. They're like, oh, she's got support, I want to support her too.
Yeah, it's that group thing,
that becomes all of a sudden this big group. But it starts with just that small base. And so that's cool that you have that.
And I noticed that too, because like my first time when I posted the photo of Kill Tony, like it was all people I knew. They were like, great job. And like it was people I personally knew. And then that escalated to people I don't know. And you're right. So when you have I'm very fortunate that I'm a professor to where like I meet a new class of students every year. Then they don't forget about me. Whereas like most people who like just have like a regular job, they have their little cluster of people. But like me, like literally I get a new incoming group of freshmen every year, and the ones who leave don't forget about me.
Yeah.
And I don't forget about them. They keep me on social media. So I do naturally build a following, whether I was doing comedy or not. My follower, like, it would go up naturally just from like my Facebook friends were naturally going up too until Meta that I'm suing. Anyways, but yeah, like it would just naturally go up. It used to be that way on Twitter and X, but I made that private because I think I've said some things in the past that might end a career. So now that people know me, I had to make that private.
Shout out Meta for removing my account again.
Yeah, shout out to Meta. Don't worry. I will see you in court December 23rd at 9 a.m.
Well, I could talk to you forever. I could talk forever, but
me too.
We've got real things to do. We've got lives to live. So
he does.
I
don't. He does. I do not.
She's gonna go gamble.
I'm gonna go to the casino. He gets
casino time, baby.
Yeah, I might be. I'll be like the richest the rags story of Kill Tony. And most people go in and they go in poor and then they make it rich later on. I'll be the opposite. I'll be the richest the rags story of I went in with a decent job and decent money and then I blew it all and I'm rags now.
At the casino.
Desperate.
At the casino. But hey, you know what? It's cool to blow your money at the casino now. Sponsored by RainBet, sponsored by DraftKings. We love that stuff. Go waste all your money. Also, we do the same thing at the end of every episode of this show. So now it's your chance. One, the advice for the children. All right, the kids are listening. They're on the school bus. They've been listening, and they heard all this stuff we've had to say. They know that we're wise adults. We are people who have learned the world. We've walked through the world, and we understand the way of the world. And now we are here to provide a piece of advice for them, a nugget of knowledge for them to take and use in their everyday life. Second, there's social medias where people can find you. They've spent all this time with you, and now they want to spend some more time with you, but they don't know how. They don't know where to go. Well, this is where you tell them. The floor is yours.
All right, so we'll do the social media one. That was the easiest. So you can find me at, until I get it changed, you can find me right now on Instagram at Casey Bills. It's KayceeBills, like dollar bills, like, good stripper name, but went with Dr. Rabbit instead. Yeah, dollar bills. So yeah, KayceeBills. Life advice. I always tell people that this is probably terrible advice. This is horrific advice.
Oh, let's hear it.
So, this is someone who took out a massive student loan and like bought a one-way ticket to Hawaii. Just go for it. Just go for whatever you want to do. I mean, my dream was always to go to Hawaii. I was like, if I'm going to take out a massive student loan, I'm going to make it in a cool location I've always wanted to go. So that goes to say that's horrible financial advice, but, just go for it. You can't take money with you after you die. Just spend the money, do what you want to love to do. Don't bankrupt yourself and make your life miserable. This is terrible advice. This is a bad way to do it.
I think it's good.
This is bad advice, but no, seriously, just go for whatever you want to do. I went for, it worked out. I went to Hawaii. I took out that massive student loan and it worked out for me. I bought that plane ticket to Austin and it worked out for me. So just fucking go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You go bankrupt and you have no money.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay, that's bad. I'm going to shut up. That was horrific. This is the worst way to end a podcast. I am your worst guest.
Dreams, boys and girls, are unrealistic. It's the point of a dream. When you dream, it's not real. It's outside of reality. And then you wake up. But if you're a dreamer, if you're someone who really wants a reality that is outside of your grasp now, you must accept that. And then you must take on the impossible challenge of the world. And that means going to Hawaii when everyone says not to. That means
buy that
spending
one-way
all your
ticket.
money. Buy that one-way ticket. Now, this...
Do you need a home while you're there? No.
No.
I didn't have an apartment when I was there. I found it while I was there, and I roomed with a British woman. Shout out to Alicia. Did not know her before. She was awesome. Also, not shout out to the other person we roomed in. She was not a good choice. But I have a better piece of advice. I just thought of it.
I thought that was good, but okay.
Better piece of advice. So if there's a celebrity that you're manifesting that you want to marry, don't get his lyrics tattooed on you. That's going to be a very tough conversation later on in the bedroom.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking you could say to him, like, hey, don't even worry. We have the same maiden name, so we don't have to worry about maiden names. I'm Dr. Rabbit, you're B Rabbit.
Yeah, it's not Rabbit, though, that's tattooed on me, and so...
Oh. Well, I'm talking about a separate. I was talking about last names. The tattoo is
the rabbit thing's fine. Yeah, the rabbit thing I can pull that off. I can say I did that purely just because of like how I look. I'm not hot enough for bunny. That was a bit. I didn't know it. I didn't know anything about the 8 Mile or the rabbit thing. I didn't know about that. I can't do that with the tattoo. That's very obvious.
No, but I meant maiden names.
Maiden names,
like
yeah.
last name. Like you don't have to do with the last name. B Rabbit. When you get married,
K-Rabbit, yeah.
someone takes the other one's last name. That's not going to happen with you guys. It's like you're telling him why you should marry you is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, that's good. That makes me feel a little better about the situation I put myself in.
Use that. But I mean, the tattoo, Sharpie, maybe Sharpie, maybe.
I mean, it's cute, but
I'm just saying, draw over it. Like, just make sure.
I'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Cross that. I thought you were gonna say like I'll cross it out, like with Sharpie.
You literally cross it out. Yeah, we'll see when that day comes.
I'll cross it out when that day comes. My Eminem tattoo.
Yeah, we're getting ready to get it on. Just a second.
Oh wait! Right now? Right now? All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by. For real, thank you for coming here. And again, everything I say that is complimentary, I mean. I really do think you have a future with comedy. I really do.
That's really nice.
Well, I mean that, and I think that with having talked to enough people, having talked to comics in particular, the one thing you really do notice is when someone's personality sticks out. And I think that one thing I'll notice is about comics that I think put on too much is it comes across in their stage act, it comes across in a podcast, it comes across in general. Some people don't know how to be themselves. They put on and they try too hard to entertain. And I can tell that is not what you're doing.
Okay.
And
I was afraid of where this is going, where you're going to be like, you try a little too hard. So I think if you tone it back a little bit,
No.
I was afraid of where that was going.
I'm
but
saying
thank you. I appreciate
don't do that at all. And that is like the best possible thing.
No, I am naturally a shit show. It's great.
Me
it's
too.
amazing. Yeah, it's really good. It's all I'm cut out to be.
And that's him. I think you got to hold on to that because people will try to
hold on to
chisel
that
you.
shit
They'll try to
show.
tell you, no, you need to be more Hollywood. They're all wrong. You be the shit show that you are.
I'm not meant for that. Yeah, I don't. I can be blackmailed easily. I might be good for Hollywood for that purpose, but other than that,
Maybe like Beverly Hillbillies, maybe.
I would be a very good Beverly Hillbilly. I mean, I drive sometimes without shoes on. I mean, I would, I'd make a great Beverly Hillbilly.
Shout out Jethro.
Yes.
All right, and that has been all here on Radio.
Oh my God, that was super impressive.
Clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the